Smash it! Hit it! Crack it! It's the button all the kids are pressing! The Stupendium subscribe button! Wow! From Playtime Co. Radical!
You are about to see the most incredible doll ever invented. Her name is Poppy, and she is the first truly intelligent doll in the world.
Come take a tour behind the doors where dreams are made, where boys and girls around the world can come to play, where you'll see entertainment, innovation on display. No, you can't escape the fun, imagination runs away. There's no better place to spend all your days and play pretend. No, you won't be on your own, cause you can always make a friend. So on us you can depend, that the fun will never end, cause we're much too flush to break, but just maybe we could bend. And the lights went down and the doors stayed closed, and the toys soon found they were on their own. So a silence fell on their factory home, well they climbed from shelves and began to roam. Now you may think we're just playthings, sitting wasting and decaying. We've been waiting every day since you made graves out of our casings. We were made for entertaining, so forgive us for complaining. All you left for us to do was fool through tapes of safety training. Trapped in the factory where the calamity vanished, their language in temperature, packaging, plastic all corrected, fragmented and rattling, tangled and mastered, the batteries flattening, warranty voided, insanity vanishing, stitches of splitting, our minds are unraveling, left us abandoned, but now you've come back and we've banked up the hug. So come get some love out of the toy box. Now we're crawling out the toy box. Now we're crawling out the toy box. Now we're crawling out the toy box.
A little girl can talk to her. Poppy gives her answers. She is the first doll actually able to have a conversation with a child. Hard to believe? Just watch.
Cause we're destined to be best friends, you and I, from the second you stepped in. You gave me butterflies in my tummy as my hugs melt your intestines. You're a high five to the big guy and a big hand to yourself. Now your arms are long enough to slap boxes off the shelf. But if you think the gloves and string are really going to help, we're wondering what other limbs can be detached as well. Don't think the toys have got things to say, then look at these points of articulation. Roll on my string, have a conversation. Oh, so you think we're a bad nation? Who made us, then betrayed us, left to dust and dust for ages, rusting, stuck in cardboard cages. Memories paid us, rage replaces what we were, our former names. We aren't quite sure from where we came, but someone must have worked here once, and now they're gone and we remain. All we know is how to play. Then you took the play away. 3 and up is what they say. Now we're into playing away more dangerous games. Wind it up, watch it spin. All the lies come round again. Close your eyes, count to 10. You can't hide from your friends.
And if you've ever wanted to see how all of the nation's favorite toys were created, Playtime Co. is now offering factory tours for just $2.99 a person. What time is it?
It's playtime! We're crawling out the toy box. Now we're crawling out the toy box. Now we're crawling out the toy box. Now we're crawling out the toy box. So take a tour where all the dreams have gone to die, where just some jollies can make your nightmares come to light, where imagination paved the way to suffering and strife. It's a play, take the destiny, we're here to see survive. Those tin toys from the attic, bring those dolls down from the loft. Take your old friend out and ask if they resent their resting spot. They may just be some plastic, they may look stuffed and soft. They'll still put you in a casket, but you won't be now. We're crawling out the toy box. Wind it up. Now we're crawling out the toy box. Now we're crawling out the toy box. Close your eyes. Now we're crawling out the toy box. Crawling out the toy box. Now we're crawling out the toy box. Now we're crawling out the toy box. Now we're crawling out the toy box.
Thank you for watching, and a big Playtime Co's thank you to all of my generous patrons. I couldn't do it without you, I really couldn't. I'd shake your hands, but well, here we are. If you enjoyed the video, then why not check out my playlist of other funerific tunes, and be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and ring that silly little bell. And if you really enjoyed, then why not check out my merchandise store or Patreon? Why, that'd be just swell. Oh no, there go my battery.
Now we found it, I'm astounded. Every time we'll be surrounded by a throng of marching death. Delicious, the riches, they glisten ahead. It's a craze, they'll devour every hour of these endless, non-progressive inundations of their kind. And lucky for you, you're the next one in line. When I'm necromancing, everyone's dancing. No one can stop me, I dare you to try. The dead are infused with sensational groove, and they're coming for you now, there's nowhere to hide. Yeah, I'm raising the dead, I'm loving the dread. Let's make some evil. I'm a better psychedelic, try to gather in the streets of people seeing madness, advance. The rhythm and dance. We got some flesh with plenty of mold. Diseases are easy for reactive mold. We'll make it salty with the hot invitation. Dominion discern with the bubbling, spirited, vibrant subjugation. Yeah, I'm raising the dead. I'm loving the dread. Let's make some evil. Yeah, the dead of the dead. Get out there and shred. And make some evil. Cities laid waste and they celebrate, freed now from their graves. So immense and proud, it's over now. The necroman's ballet, you're all the same. I'm raising the dead. I'm loving the dread. Let's make some evil. Yeah, the dead of the dead. Get out there and shred and make some
Hi.
Hello. Hello. The kitty corn stream where the kitty corn does kitty corn things. I am your host, Dora Solanas. Hello. Hi. Oh, hold on. Hi. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. And if you're not having a wonderful day, well, stop being so stressed and just have a better day. Just have a better day, forehead. Jeez. God. It's so easy. Hold on, I need to type something out real quick. There we go. Oh my god. But that toggle comes in handy? What do you mean toggle? This isn't a toggle. This is not a toggle. These are, like, actual movements. This isn't a toggle. Oh. Yeah, there's this, cool thing on my desk right now called a, what's it called? Leap motion controller. It costs around $100, but it lets me wiggle my fingers and stuff. Just you can't wiggle your toes? Well, yeah, it's because it's not linked to that. Plus, if I was wiggling my toes, you wouldn't even be able to see it. Cause like how would you even see it? I don't even show my toes. My model doesn't even have exposed toes. Like, hold on. See? Just boots. These boots were made for walking, and that is just what they'll do. Right? I have a bottom half. Unlike you, who's just a bottom. I am very, very obviously my own person. I am my own person. Look at this. See? My own model. Yeah, what now? What now? See? Got my tail. Splits in the middle. Into two. But it's still technically one tail. Obviously, a bottom. Will you be my top? No. Heck you. I only top people who deserve it. Or who I find very fun to top. I like to tease, okay? Anyways. Hey, how's everyone doing? Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a lovely day. Natsu, how was your day today? Hope you're having a wonderful day. How are you today? If you're not doing well today, well, try again next time. Just like put in another coin. Why are you pulling out a knife on me? Oh, are you trying to cut the cake? That's fair. Yeah, who wouldn't want to cut the cake? I'm gonna make you jelly. 'Cause I have gummy bears. Yeah. Gummy. Gummy bears. Yeah. These are the good brand that has like 12 different flavors. Hell yeah. Oh, there's a lot of green ones. Got 4 greens. That's like 4 uncommons. I can help your lip feel like mine. What? No. Stop that. Meow. Anyways, what say we watch some videos, eh? Let me just pop. My controls. Let's see. I can add that to the list. I did continue adding stuff yesterday. And my watch later list is quite a lot now. We're not going to get through all of these today. I'm quite certain of that. And yeah. Somehow got shorter. No, it's because I went into the corner. I'm not shorter. Why are you bullying me? What the heck? You're not even my mod. Only my mods are allowed to bully me. Jeez. Look at all these videos. Anyways. 25 videos. Let's start.
Alright, I'm uncharacteristically excited today because we're at one of the most famous restaurants in Germany, a place called
There we
XXL
go. Beard
Waldgeist
meets
in
food.
Hoffenheim.
Get
It's
hungry,
known
y'all.
far and wide for selling novelty, giant, oversized versions of everyday foodstuffs, giant burgers, giant schnitzels. But since we're in Germany, I thought I would do the giant bratwurst. So strap yourselves in. Give me plenty of willy jokes. Should we get inside?
Hey. Hi, innocent. I'm Aura. Parkour.
Giant cutlery for giant food, I guess. I think that's the theme. Yeah. Giant whiskey? Why are you drinking all that? It'd get demonetized, but that'd be some video, right? Oh. It looks yummy, but huge. Thank you very much.
Enjoy the meal.
Thank you very much. Do you say like 50 people a week order this?
Yes.
50.
Damn.
Is that right?
Yes. 50 times I make this in the week, but only the half people they make it.
Yeah?
Yes.
Half of people finish it. Should, I mean, like, if I fail this, I should just retire. It looks delicious, though. Thank you very much. All right, I'm at a place called XXL Waldgeist in Hoffenheim today.
Yeah, that's
and,
not very much
taking on the
compared to
biggest
what he
bratwurst
usually
in
eats.
Germany, apparently. I've not corroborated that. I'm sure they could probably do better than this, but it'll be a laugh. You don't get anything for finishing it, but should we make a little wager?
If you do this in under 10 minutes, drinks from me.
Under 10 minutes? Drink, all the drinks are on you?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind the last time we were there, it cost us £300. Alright, I'll take that bet. Give me, put your arm in. Call that a bet. We ready? Ow. Right, we've got 2 large halves now. It's gonna be messy, but I'm going in with my hands.
Ooh woo.
That's the size of a horse. I'm gonna have to eat it like this, right?
Ooh woo. Oh,
That's the worst thing I've ever seen.
totally not sus at all.
This can't go on your channel. Like, this would stay on cutting room floor.
We'll save that for the OnlyFans. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. I'm gonna keep doing it though.
Me when you're dad?
I think I'm
I
probably
don't
eating
know.
that a little bit too efficiently. The sauce is delicious. 2 minutes in, I'm gonna mix up, do some of the chips, the pommes frites.
Have you heard the song about the pork sausage? It's a banger.
Ha! I get it.
Brother,
Don't worry about it, Natsu. Don't worry.
I dreamed about sausage last night. It was more of a nightmare, to be frank.
To be frank, I get it.
what's that, brother?
I'm wasting time here. We're almost halfway.
Yeah. Oh no.
Come on. Time to turn on the afterburners.
Rum, yum, yum. It's a pun.
Normally if you order something that's really big, kind of compromise on the quality. This tastes really good. You wouldn't believe it, but I'm not much of a sausage fan.
My friend found a great sausage website. I asked him to send me a link.
I get it. Like a link of
Thanks for
sausage.
continuing bad jokes. I hate filming with you two. You're the worst. Worst. You get it. Shut up, I've got to do this in 10 minutes.
See, that's the fun of puns. They don't have to be good jokes.
What did the sausage say when it won the eating challenge? I'm the wiener.
I get it. You've never been a good joke? See, for me, I've pretty much been a joke in my entire life, so I'm pretty good at puns.
Unlucky sucker. This is beer mixed food, and that was Germany's biggest bratwurst. It's in. It's in.
Drinks on you tonight, Josh. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Do you reckon? I finished it, yeah.
Yes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Some people say you're pun to be around.
That's a record.
Well done.
Hey, there we go, record time. Can I get some Käsekuchen?
Yes.
Cheesecake.
Yes.
Thank you, thanks. See, I did
Oh,
GCSE in
cheesecake.
German and,
Hell yeah.
remembered cheesecake is Käsekuchen.
Sometimes my genius is, it's almost frightening.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking.
With this one, 10 seconds.
Look at that.
Thank you very much, bud. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I think you boys should order one of the other giant things from the menu. They've got a giant burger, giant schnitzel. You look
That food did look absolutely scrumptious.
You've eaten schnitzel like every
I wouldn't
day,
be able
haven't
to eat it in one sitting, though.
you? He loves schnitzel. He's not figuring out how to say it.
Schnitzel. Oh, I fucking love schnitzel.
Jesus Christ! The two cameramen have they've plucked up some courage and they're eating something large from the menu. I'll show you.
Look at the size.
Look at that. Holy crap.
Right, come on.
That's massive.
1.2 kilo schnitzel, I think. I don't know how big the burger is, but I believe in it. Come on.
Very big.
Damn.
This is what it's like to be the cameraman.
It's very big. That's not something that men usually hear. Especially people in my chat.
Use this footage, but we'll put a break in there. And, maybe we'll come back in about 4 hours. See if they manage to finish it.
4 hours later.
I'm calling it, Josh. You're
What you quacking at?
I'm out.
You know what? I'm quite impressed that you've done 50%.
That's a good. That's directly half as well. So, yeah. Smell you later.
Kick off. Really? You're gonna just leave the rest of that? Get the rest to go, I mean.
The burger's really good though, right?
How tasty is that?
It tastes like a giant Big Mac.
Yeah, because like it's got Big Mac sauce on it, it's got ketchup.
Thank you.
It does look delicious. It's got really stringy cheese. Weird.
A few minutes
No way you just
later.
squawked at me? Yeah, well, you know what?
Two slices of cheesecake for dessert.
Yeah, what now? What now?
I'm not sorry though. Yeah. I mean, that was a bit loud.
Yeah, what? What you gonna do, huh, Natsu? What you gonna do? Yeah, what?
It was 300 when I bought them. How have we had a third as many drinks?
Starfield under fire for paid mods.
Of course it's paid mods.
Context. Bethesda is receiving backlash after announcing their new creation system, which is basically official mod support. This new mod portal features both free and paid mods, for which Bethesda also gets a revenue cut. Fans are furious.
Good luck with
this
that.
feels
I'm the
more
only
like a
kitty corn. You can't get any of me.
portal rather than what Nexus Mods was already offering, with ludicrous examples like this $10 single ship module.
All of this just works.
It just works.
These NPCs are not scripted.
In order to purchase these, you will have to buy creation credits. Early buyers also pointed out how once a mod is bought, there is no direct way to provide feedback to the mod creators, and there is no refund policy if a mod gets broken. Chargebacks are also tricky because you are buying Bethesda in-house currency.
That's why Nexus only has optional donations. I think optional donations are great. You look at it from like the perspective of the player, right? The game gets released in a fucked up state. Then the developer has another player fix the problem, and then you have to pay the developer because the other player fixed the problem? What the fuck? Like, that doesn't even make sense. So it's like, you want me to spend extra money, like, because somebody else fixed a problem that you made? Like, you're the last person that should be getting paid for this. Like, fuck, Bethesda should be paying you. You beta tested this shit. They're the last people that should be getting paid out of this. True. It's fucking annoying, man.
Okay, so a few weeks ago, Didus and I went to Design Festa at Tokyo Big Sight. And
Yes, we did.
This was actually your first time, right?
My first time at this dome, too.
Yeah, so I decided to compile a bunch of the clips we had put together so we can just do
You're gonna go eat. All right, good luck.
Not so reaction, but talking about what the experience was like.
We did try to make it like a vlog thing, but like it was very loud in there, and also I was new to recording stuff, so.
Yeah, so this video is going to be a mix of my iPhone footage as well as the actual legit camera that Didus brought to Design Festa.
Ichika!
Yeah, here's me drawing Ichika on the big graffiti wall. So for
That's
those
cool. That's cool. Big graffiti wall.
Yeah. So for those unfamiliar, Design Festa, oh my god, it looks so good.
Holy
Design
shit.
Festa is basically this giant artist alley event where artists of all skills, sizes, industry professionals, or amateurs can come together and share their art and sell their art at this huge space. So
damn.
I'll actually include a link to my main channel video about Design Festa down in the description. But I actually took Didus to this event for the very first time. I thought it was fitting, you know, for Spilled Ink, because a lot of it is traditional media. As you can see here, this is a lot of footage of some artists doing live painting on these massive walls.
Squid!
Here's some squid!
Squid!
I love how many different styles and like handcrafted items there are. Yes?
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say that I really like this con. It was crowded. It was overcrowded. But I like this con a lot because I've been to many anime conventions. And, you know, you get sick and tired of, you know, seeing Genshin and everywhere, you know? Or like fan art.
That's
in general.
entirely
like,
fair.
This is like, has to be original. Everything has to be original. Which I found a breath of fresh air. Oh.
Look.
Bumpkus!
And then there's
Oh my god.
what's his name? Dongleberry or something? The Jongsha.
The Jongsha.
Look at these thick boys. And then just a single bag of chip. We're gonna share that. We got grapes. I'm glad you like the bear bags.
Yeah, I copped those for you.
Oh yeah, thank you from IKEA.
Dude, that sandwich was so good. I'd eat it again.
I made sandwiches because as you could see from earlier, the food court line was just way too long. So I figured to save
it's
time,
not worth it.
just bring your own food. I highly recommend
That's
it.
entirely fair.
Honestly, we went all day, and you could spend all day here.
You
whole
could.
Day.
I don't even think we saw everything.
Wow.
Like I feel like
There's
half the time we were lost.
There's 6 different like sections. There's also a night area, which you'll see later.
Oh my god, you know what's really cool?
Cat rugs.
We ran into a lot of viewers actually who
mostly Emily's viewers because she made a Design Festa video and she's like, oh, I'm here because of Emily's video.
Yeah, wait, I loved that. It made me happy
No,
that
it's cool, it's cool.
my video could direct people here. But also, I know you don't know the difference, Didus, but I feel like this Design Festa was so much more crowded than the first one I went to.
Dude, it was so... Dude, I love that
This was so
instrument.
cool.
My favorite game is Goemon, and it plays this type of music.
I don't even know what he was selling.
They're just playing cool
He's
music.
just
I
jamming
guess.
out.
Hell
Anyway,
yeah.
sorry, what were you
Back
saying?
to Emily. Oh, I see.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, Emily edited this video, so you could kind of tell.
Oh yeah, sorry. There's like audio and random parts. I tried to put it in like
No,
chronological
I'm mostly
order.
talking about like the fruit cakes there.
This was so cute. Are you kidding me?
That is
I
very
don't
cute.
care. I look away. Oh, they have a random runway.
Yes, they can show off your
Runway.
cool outfits.
It's so funny. They had this cool sword battle going on, and the moment I turn on my camera, they stopped doing the sword battle.
Oh yeah,
look
yeah,
at
yeah.
this.
We missed it. Yeah,
Look, isn't this sick?
there's artists just doing their craft at their table, and it's so
You look like a
mesmerizing to
blacksmith,
watch.
dude.
Yeah, and he made like handcrafted jewelry. Oh my god.
It's like Elden Ring.
That's pretty cool.
So, Dice and I were playing around with the idea of perhaps maybe one day having our own like character booth at Design Festa, maybe like an Ichika
please.
themed booth.
Can
what do
we?
you think?
Yo, we'd make like the sickest Ichika merch.
Yeah,
for
I think
sure.
it'd be fun.
It's
Like,
original, so it
yeah.
counts.
One of my favorite. Oh, here's
look. Ooh,
here's
Emily,
the
ooh.
outfit I was wearing that day.
Ooh,
with
gonna
my
hit the sun
strawberry
real quick?
shortcake
Oh, you
bag.
cut it before you hit the sun?
Oh yeah, this was just us switching buildings. Like this is us heading
Yeah,
into
I was just like, let
the
me get
art
some
area.
B-roll of Emily walking around. Ooh.
Look at the piggies.
Cute.
My favorite like genre of art is either fake food or just little guys. There were so many
Mine's
little
fat,
guy
fat
booths.
animals. I need fat animals.
Oh, this booth was really
Fat
cool, too,
aminals.
with all the
Oh, wow, that
paintings.
It's like me IRL.
Very unique art style.
Well, I'm less fat
This
than I used to
obviously
be,
spoke to
thankfully.
me. I was the
This-
one that
this is-
pointed out this booth. I'm really sad I didn't really
That,
buy
that was
anything. Like, I
definitely an
only bought
adorable art
things.
style.
I didn't buy anything because the thing is, like, if I buy something that, like, I usually buy stuff that I deem useful, kind of in a way, but it really has to speak to me for me to buy it.
The best
I
part
almost bought a
is that
Japanese
none of this
lantern
is
that you
AI
light up
art.
and it looked sick,
Fuck
but
AI art.
I just
This
didn't.
is the real shit. Yay!
Just I love all the different styles and just seeing everyone like do their thing with an audience.
Oh my god.
Look at Bo.
Chomky.
I have a
Chomky
stuffed
Frogos.
pet frog. Oh my god, dude! Oh, you want
Puppy
those for the
orbs.
Tanuki right there?
Yeah, we really
That's the
wanted to
thing
get
I
this
wanted.
Tanuki, but this girl that was waiting
Under the
before us ended up
porb.
nabbing it.
I know. I was so
And
sad. That's
Didas
the
was
only
so
thing I
sad.
wanted.
That was the one thing you wanted. No, we're gonna see now. This artist is on my radar. As you can see, the artist names will be in the bottom left corner, so you can follow them if you're interested in their stuff.
Oh.
Yo, hands off of the Tanuki. It's mine.
That felt
It's mine.
artist was on my radar. I'm like, next Design Festa, we're gonna go. Here's
Oh, I
some
love these vegetables.
sexy
with the legs.
vegetables.
Yeah, that's sick. Oh, this area. I love this area. So I
Oh,
almost
yeah.
bought a lantern here.
Yeah, look at all the lamps. So this area is
Oh.
really cool because it's made
Praise
intentionally
lamp.
dark so that people that have like illuminated goods can show them off, like
Isn't that
candles.
sick?
lamps.
That's
a
really
whole
cool.
Section just like lit up like a
Yo.
Christmas tree or something. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. I'm glad I caught this. I'm glad I caught this.
Oh, I love
Oh,
this.
one more?
The hand sanitizer.
Isn't that sick?
This guy makes miniature bread.
Oh my god, this made me so hungry.
That's so cute.
Yo.
God, I miss bread.
Damn.
Reminds me of
That looks so
I'm
good.
bread shop.
That's so cool.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay, this one, I wish I was into bugs because this stuff looks so
No.
cool. This person
Holy
is
crap.
this crochet? They like crocheted bugs onto like handbags.
I mean,
What in the
It's
world?
really
guess.
cool. If I was more into bugs, I
Weird.
would have gotten something. Like, look at that, the framed like felt. Oh, what was
Oh,
this?
I did this
Steins
for
Gate.
Steins Gate.
It reminded you of Steins Gate. I don't even. Is that like a clock?
Oh yeah, you gotta watch the rest of the show, huh? Oh, look at that. That's such an Emily display right here.
Look, oh
Oh
my,
my
god. you can
goodness.
tell.
Of course you put
It
this
looks
in here.
real.
Yeah, well, because I bought something here. As you can
Oh my
see,
God, look, I even recorded
I'm
you
making
buying
a
something from here.
transaction.
Look
I
at
got
you.
myself a strawberry
Wow.
keychain.
Yo.
All over the everywhere. Can't stop. Oh, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Look, that thing's giant too.
Dude, the best
my
part
goodness.
was like this was day 2, so by the end of this
So
day,
many
you could see
talented
everyone's,
people.
like, completed
Damn.
illustrations. It was
Yo, caught my
gorgeous.
360. Check out my 360.
Yeah, it looks good. You
Okay,
did a good job.
I was struggling with filming, guys. Like, should I film in 60 FPS? Because I was on 24. Anyways, write a comment if you want to help me out.
Yeah. Oh, you should have gotten this lamp. This was cute.
And I turned on the stabilizer way too late. Oh, there's me.
Yeah, there's Nidus walking through the halls. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was gonna be this crowded.
Yeah, it was really hot too.
I feel like I've deceived so many people because in my video I'm like, guys, it's not that crowded, but I think that was just for the winter one.
Look how crowded it is.
Yeah, you guys should go to the November Design Festa. They do this twice a year. I think the winter one should be less busy. We finally caught a performance. I couldn't include the music because I'm pretty sure it's copyrighted. It was like,
oh yeah. You can feel them. You can feel it.
And here was the graffiti wall.
Yo, we marked it. We marked our territory.
Yeah, it's so cool to see how filled up it got by the end of the day. And there's
there we are. Boom.
Yo.
Nab that. Nab that.
Oh, and then I ended it with what we ate for dinner. I had a huge
Actual
headache by the end
food.
of
Oh my
this.
god.
This was really good.
Oh, it does look
I'm
good.
gonna go like every time. It's fun. Also, I'm
A nice
pretty sure
curry,
there's gonna be new things,
I
like,
believe.
every time, right?
Yeah. And yeah, that was the end of our Design Festa experience. And yeah, that's about it. All right, see you guys in the next episode of Spilled Ink.
Bye bye.
Yay. That was a good video.
Wuthering Waves become a global phenomenon? Is this true?
Wuthering Waves is already a
Really?
global phenomenon level
Wow.
game this year, and that's true. There isn't a single gacha game listed here except for Wuthering Waves. That is crazy. Wuthering Waves is the gift that keeps on giving.
What's
and
this?
by giving, I mean giving ample opportunities to laugh at all the people that said this was going to be a catastrophic failure. Earlier this morning at 4:24, I know I was awake at 4 in the morning, much to my dismay, I made a tweet covering an article that was posted over on GameLook.
Okay.
I stated, haters said that Wuthering Waves wouldn't make much money in its first month, that it's dead on arrival. Yet according to data from GameLook, it's already made $110 million US.
That's a lot of money.
To reach $140 million within its first month of release. So,
You know what that means? That means that they're gonna break even soon.
Honkai Star Rail and Genshin. Jesus.
Hours later, a thread was made over on the Gacha Gaming subreddit titled Wuthering Waves almost recouped the entire development cost in a month.
Wow.
According to a
Oh,
GameLook
yeah.
article, Wuthering Waves' estimated revenue since launch is at least
Well
$110
done.
million. By the end of Update 1.0, it could exceed $130 million. In addition,
Jesus
Wuthering Waves
Christ.
appeared at the Apple conference. The game has received quite a lot of success, and it really has.
I can
the top
see that.
comment is, God, I hope they use that money well on better translators, voice directors, and especially hire Vanguard to improve the game's piss-poor music. I do agree on the translation and the localization,
Ah.
but I
Sure.
also agree
Hey, what's
on
up, Trex?
the
How you
voice
doing?
production.
Aside from being
For
thirsty,
Act
go get a
6 was
drink.
phenomenal, but that can't be said for Acts 1 through 5. There were performances that definitely stood out, like Gion, like Scar, but the
I
vast
feel
majority...
like really, I looked at that Gacha Gaming subreddit a couple of times, and it seems like the people that are on that subreddit really don't want Wuthering Waves to succeed. They really don't want, and I think that I know why. I think that a lot of them are already like super invested in like other existing gacha
What's wrong,
games.
Twix?
So they don't want to see a new game come up and be popular, because if a new game is the new biggest game, now all of their money that they spent on their current biggest game is like they're not playing the biggest game anymore, right?
If anyone is confused as to why I'm teasing Trex, it's because he was being horny on main. And he didn't realize that other people could see his comments, his public comments on Twitter. He did not need to put me on blast. Look, you're not the only one who I've seen making horny posts, okay? A lot of my friends make horny posts. Yeah. I don't necessarily want to see them. I just happen to see them while I'm scrolling through Twitter. Some people, they make like, some of my artist friends, they make like outright NSFW stuff. I don't really want to see that, but it just comes up, you know. Just didn't think anyone cared to look at. Well, see, the thing is, I use the For You page now, so I can just like just keep scrolling. It shows me all of this stuff that like the people that I follow is commenting and stuff, as well as new stuff based on whatever algorithm it is now. So I definitely see a lot of stuff. And I've seen a lot of horny posting in general that I usually just like click not interested, don't show me this type of deal. It's not just you, Trex. It's not just you. And yeah, Trex is a cutie. Hi, Estrella. How you doing? How's the chunky polecat?
Because, like, imagine you've invested over the course of 3 years $15,000 into Genshin Impact, and then somebody tells you your game is dying. Well, where's that money going?
Tired and very
I
low
know where
energy.
it's going.
Fair.
It's going where it always was, but you didn't want to admit. It's going into the fucking garbage. Sunk cost fallacy? Yeah, exactly. You think WoW players' minds work any different? No, I don't. I think it's the same thing.
Already needed a lot of direction that just wasn't there. Specifically talking about the article over on GameLook, Ming Zhao, which is
Ming Zhao
Waves, made a successful appearance at Apple's WWDC conference with cumulative revenue exceeding 800 million. GameLook reports in the 2 weeks since it was officially launched, the discussion among players of the second game, Wuthering Waves, has never stopped. While the discussion in the player community remains hot, Kudo has also been adjusting and optimizing the game content. After the second half of version 1.0 of Wuthering Waves was released in advance on June 6th, the results of topping the best-selling list in 6 countries and regions and entering the top 10 of the best-selling lists in 29
That's
countries
pretty
and regions,
impressive, man.
it's enough to show that Wuthering Waves is not what many rhythm-setting players say it is. There are still many players who are actually playing the game, and they're also looking forward to Kudo's optimization measures and subsequent updates. That's true. It topped the charts in so many countries around the world. It was the most downloaded game, reaching over 30 million downloads over the course of just that couple week period. And as noted, there are still plenty of mobile players specifically that are hoping and waiting to get into the game.
Yeah, the game doesn't run that well on a phone as far as I know.
Yes, they can. Revenue is no doubt going to spike even higher. At the 2024 Apple WWDC Global Developers Conference held in the early morning of June 11th, Beijing time.
All they need to do really is like, because they're already doing this. Like, so there's two female characters in the game that like there's like this one girl in like the campaign where you're like pinning her down on like the ground, and there's another one that they just added where it's like at the end of the story, it's like you are like basically dating her, kind of like Camellia. Yeah, whatever the fuck. I don't know how to say her name. But yeah, she's like the red one, right? She pins you, maybe. And anyway, so this happens. Like, that's all they need to do is just keep doing more of that, because like it's so easy to farm simps with this shit. It's crazy. Like, I can't even believe it, how easy it is.
Oh, guess I'm never gonna play it then.
Every time.
Any game like that where like you make your own main character and then it forces you into a relationship, nah. I'm out. I am outsy.
Wuthering Waves once again brought some good news.
It's nuts.
The game display section introducing the Mac section on the day of the press conference. Wuthering Waves appeared. This is also the only Chinese game product that appeared in this conference.
Oh.
Other games included Dead Island 2, Sniper Elite 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Control, Power World, Resident Evil, Riven, Prince of Persia, Valheim, WoW, Frostpunk, Resident Evil, and, well, I mean, I think that I see 2 Resident Evils. I did. And RoboCop. The biggest news at yesterday's conference was Apple's announcement of a partnership with OpenAI. This is largely unimportant. Let's skip to the part specifically concerning Wuthering Waves. Here we go. What does the appearance of Wuthering Waves at this conference mean? Before we delve any deeper into the article, let me take a moment.
I'll tell you what it means. It's that people want to play like a good game with good combat. Like, that's literally it. Nobody gives a shit about anything else besides that. People want to play a game that plays well. And Wuthering Waves does play well. That's what really matters. Like, people always like to get things twisted and like, you know, turn it into something else. And, like, that's why Genshin does so well, too. It's because it plays well. Like, that's the reason. The lag's insane, though.
To thank my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are phenomenal, and I can't thank you all enough for the support. During the session where Apple executives showcase the games that will be available on Apple Mac devices this year, a poster...
I also think that it's pretty obvious that, like, mental illnesses on the internet are on the rise at a disturbingly fast level, or rate, excuse me. And I think that if you had, like, 2 graphs, right? So, like, if you made a graph like this, and let's see here. Go ahead. The red is mental illness, and then green is gotcha. Oops, let me make it green. Gotcha game players. And so, like, if you had 2 lines here, the lines would go up like this. So you can see kind of,
Not wrong.
I think this
Not
is
wrong.
really where we're having a situation, right? And I think everybody knows this is true, right?
Oh, yeah, it's
Everybody knows
absolutely
it's
true.
Definite correlation. Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same thing. I wonder why. I don't.
For Wuthering Waves appeared on the big screen. It can be seen that the games listed alongside Wuthering Waves in the new game list include classic works such as Sniper Elite 4, which has been around for 7 years, as well as Frostpunk 2 and Assassin's Creed Shadow, which have not yet been officially launched. It includes well-known AAA standalone masterpieces such as Resident Evil and Dead Island, as well as online games such as Phantom Blue, which has been extremely popular this year. I'm assuming Phantom Blue here is Pal World. It can be said that these games are all highly watched works in their respective fields, and the fact that Magic Tide, it can be said that these games are all highly watched works in their respective fields.
30
and
million
the fact that Wuthering
downloads.
Waves is among them actually shows that from Apple's perspective, Wuthering Waves is already a global phenomenon level game this year. That's true. There isn't a single gacha game listed here except for Wuthering Waves. That is crazy. It is not difficult to understand why Apple listed it as a blockbuster game this year. After Wuthering Waves was officially launched, it not only topped the best
What are the age demographics of gacha games? I feel like people of all ages play them. But, like, the one thing about gacha games that's different than, like, other types of games is that they have a really big audience of, like, young kids that play them. Whereas I think that games like, for example, like Counter-Strike, or like I don't know, like other games that are like Dragon's Dogma 2, for example. Like, I think that of course there's kids that play every game, but I think that like the ratio is like much higher for gacha games because they're like cartoons, and like the way that the stories are told is like kind of usually like it's a little bit immature, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
In the Asia Pacific market, but also
It's
achieved
free to
quite
play.
good
Yeah,
response
that's
in the
another reason
European
it's
and
free to play.
American
It's not
markets.
$70
According to the
like
data
a
disclosed
Dragon's
by Kudo
Dogma.
today, the global downloads of Wuthering Waves have exceeded 30 million. According to GameLook's estimates,
That's
and
nuts.
this is just an estimate, mind you, this is not set in stone, this is not verified, 100% valid, as Kudo have not confirmed specifics, but
800
when it
million?
comes to revenue posted online, for any gacha game, it's always an estimate. Wuthering Waves
Oh my
global
God.
revenue on all platforms, including PC, not just mobile exclusively here, has exceeded 800 million last week. According to this trend, Wuthering
Oh, it's
Waves
young-
revenue
oh,
in the
okay.
first natural month is very likely to exceed 1 billion yuan. Such a first month revenue is a very explosive performance in the global market this year, and that's true. 110 million US dollars, potentially 130 plus.
I feel like also like with gacha games, this is another thing, is that I think that every gacha game has a lifespan.
It absolutely does.
And I know that like it can exist beyond that lifespan, but like in terms of like success, like it has a success lifespan. And I think the reason why is that gacha games live and die based off of the characters that get introduced into the game. And I think that once you introduce enough characters into the game, there will become overlap with the nuances and the vibes of the new characters with existing characters, which will make the new introductions less exciting, or less exciting more often, right? So like every once in a while, you'll still have a good one, but like you're gonna have less of those. It's like a TV series. Yeah, kind of, right? They run out of waifus, right? Because like, yeah, you can have, like, for example, you can only bring out the goth mommy waifu one time, and it's the first time that you've had one, right? Because yeah, people will get the second and the third one, sure, but they already have the first one. So like that diminishing return is there. You see kind of what I'm saying, right? And like they have, you know, like there's the different like girl archetypes. And so they release like every girl archetype. And then after they do that, then it's like, well, you got to release the same archetypes again with like maybe a different color. So like there's diminishing
palette
returns
swaps.
on and on and on, right? And that's how it happens. Don't underestimate thirst. Yeah, this well drives off eventually. Yeah, because people like the new characters are not as exciting because there's so many other characters that already exist. It's just diminishing returns. So I think that's the big reason. At that point, people won't quit because their investment. Yeah, but people won't get excited about the game either. Because like also like, for example, like playing Genshin, how could I possibly go back and play Genshin right now when there's like 80 characters in the game and like I don't have any of them? Because like, so that's people that like understand it, like, damn, like I have all this stuff I'm missing. Like basically like these people have, like, think of it as like a toolbox, right? Like these people have like 80 tools in their toolbox. I've got 7. I'm going to feel like I'm at a disadvantage and I'm going to feel like I missed the boat on playing the game. You see what I'm saying?
True.
Like, and I get, right? It's like, you don't need all of them, right? But like, that's the like, I'm talking about the psychology. Like, I'm not talking about the logic. I'm talking about the psychology. So like, wouldn't you like, that's why people get excited for a new game like this to come out, because then they get to start on the ground level. Yeah, the FOMO. So basically FOMO keeps people in the game, but it also keeps people out of the game, because the people that are out of the game, the FOMO acts as a barrier to entry, so they don't want to get into it because they've already been fucking playing the game. Or sorry, they haven't been playing the game, and so they've missed all these things that the people that have been playing the game already have.
By the time the month ends, we have to factor in here that we're also getting Jinza's banner towards the end of the month, so we got a few days of revenue from Jinza's banner as well to add to the no doubt monolithic amount of revenue that Kudo has received, that they have earned through the Yinlin and Gion banners, along with all the whales that are trying to push ahead. On the other hand, Apple gave Wuthering Waves global recommended resources today in more than 100 countries worldwide on April 22 and May 23rd. This shows that not only excellent results achieved after the game was launched, but also the game quality itself was recognized by Apple before the official launch. The achievements made by Wuthering Waves after the early release of the second half of version 1.0 on June 6th have demonstrated that the quality of the game itself is strong enough. At the same time, Kudo's series of operational remedial measures.
Well, the reality is, like, there's almost no features in Wuthering Waves that are unique. So the ecosystem is the same system that's in Blue Protocol. The upgrade system is the same system that's in every single game in, what do you call it?
I actually agree with you there, Shin.
Gacha game. Like everything in Wuthering Waves.
Chando, how you doing?
Very few things. I'd have to really think about it because I haven't played a lot of gacha games. I've played like a few of them.
Hope you're having a great day.
But almost everything that I know of, there's not a single thing that I see in that game that's like unique or different. But it's just good. That's it. That's literally it. It's just good. Like people, it's like Power World, right? Power World didn't have a lot of unique stuff. It was just good. Literally combat? Wait, what? No. You think combat is unique with Wuthering Waves? No, it's not. You attack, the mob has a health bar. You
that's fair,
character
Shin.
swap to reduce the stamina bar.
That is entirely
Intro and
fair.
outro, I'd say, are new. No, Tower of Fantasy had that. Like, if you swap...
The problem, though, is that people are way too thirsty to, like, accept other body types, right? They only want the body types that they find the most attractive. Those are the ones that sell the best. Now, if it was, like, I don't know, monster girls in a gacha game, like, imagine harpies or, a Naga or Lamia type girl. Or a mermaid, right? Those would be pretty cool. But at the same time, like, it has to make sense and fit into the game. Over on the YouTube, Sawyer Ritz. Hello, hello. How you doing? You're doing mighty fine? Hell yeah.
In a character, whenever the character, like,
What about a
their
whale
intro is
gal?
empowered,
Yeah,
then
just
it would do
introduce
damage.
Bao. Just put Bao in a game.
Yeah, no, that's a punching.
What if there was a VTuber gotcha game? What if there was a VTuber gotcha game? You could just do your gotcha, you get like Bao, Shy Lily, Iron Mouse would be like the SSR. Oh, that'd be funny.
Graven, yeah, that's.
I don't know what kind of game it'd be, but like, it might be interesting.
To the game content after the launch have demonstrated to players their attitude and ability for long-term continuous operation.
Of course
After
you would
the
play
release of the
Trex.
second half of version 1.0
'Cause
and while
you're
it remains a strong
thirsty.
entry into the top 5 of the domestic iOS best-selling list, more and more silent players began to speak out. Well, yeah, they were very vocal. You want to know why? Because
Sawyer's doing good?
they
Hell
didn't
yeah.
expect Wuthering Waves to achieve the success that it did. So they
The
started losing their
SSSR?
minds. They were
I
like,
mean,
oh my God,
I am
there's
one
no
of a
way.
kind.
We have to try
Quite
and
literally.
debunk this. There were 34 million pre-registered
What do I
players.
play?
Clearly,
Uh,
they're
all
all
fake.
bots. Oh
It's
my
all
God, there were
fake.
30 million downloads. Most of
Fake.
them were probably
I don't play a lot of games. When I do play games, let's see, what's the games I've been playing lately? Last game I actually played on stream was this game called Outpath. It's like a crafting survival type of game. I really like the crafting survival type games. 7 Days to Die, RimWorld. I like roguelites, like Backpack Hero. I like exploration stuff like Pal World. I also like Path of Exile. Definitely looking forward to Path of Exile 2. That's going to be great. I like the how do I put it? Like factory type games? Like Factorio, Foundry, Satisfactory, those are great. Tree of Savior, yeah. It's been quite a while since I last played Tree of Savior. I don't even have it installed anymore. I last played it 2019. Holy shit. It's been over 5 years. Fucking hell. Don't? I mean, you're telling me not to, but now I kind of want to because you told me not to. I've only got 207 hours on it. Meanwhile, Sheen over there has 3,592.3 hours. Look at you over there. 11 minutes played recently. I'm guessing you just logged on to see what was going on and you were just like, nah, I'm good. Has it gotten bad? Or, I mean, worse, rather? That's fair. That's fair. Man. I remember playing it in beta. Man, that was some good stuff. That was some good stuff. I had a lot of fun playing it. But then I realized, like, I was obsessing over trying to get, like, the perfect build or whatever. And I was having less fun with it. Yeah. Beta was the golden era? Absolutely. I played it, like, maybe a year after release. A year or two or something. And then it was like, man, I'm leveling up way faster than before. Man, what's going on with all this? And I'm just like, why is this so easy? And I realized they just like made the experience go faster just so people could like get the levels to get to the like higher level stuff, right? Get you towards the end game as soon as possible, which honestly I feel like is just a shitty way to make games. Just because you can make the experience go quicker does not mean you should. Because at that point, I was spending more time traveling than actually playing the fucking game. Like, what's the point in that? I don't want to spend all my time traveling. Let me actually fight shit. Let me actually do shit. That's why beta was so much better. I mean, sure, granted, it took a lot longer to level up, but at the same time, like, it was more fun that way. It felt more rewarding when I actually got those levels, right? It just felt better. It's probably significantly worse nowadays, which is really sad. Yeah, we got to actually explore. Exactly. You could try playing The Isle. It's an open world online multiplayer dino game. The last online multiplayer dino game that was open world that I played was Ark Survival Evolved. And that's... Oh, there was so many frustrating bullshit in that game. The amount of times that I died in the water because of that fucking piece of shit that stun locked you. God, I hated that fucker. So yeah, I'm not playing that again. At least not that map. Digest map lore? Yeah, there was a lot of lore in that. And like, it was so much fun figuring out like, with the community, what works best in increasing your damage output and like talking to people. And it's like, man, this is great. And then beta stopped. And then it wasn't great anymore. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's just how it be. I do remember, however, that Sheen was like the best tank. Sheen was tanking like a fucking boss. I remember playing with him and I was like, hey, why don't we add each other on Steam? Maybe we could play this together after its full release. Well, we added each other and then proceeded to never play with each other again because, well, that's just how it goes sometimes. Yup. Then I guess Sheen was just like looking at my profile one day, saw that I do streams, and it's like, oh, okay. Sure, let's check it out. And here we are. Here we are! Anyways.
Just people
It's
that
fake.
were re-rolling.
It's all
they
fake.
made $100 million plus. Well,
That's all
I mean,
fake. It's
you
fake
know,
money. It's not real money.
Impact made more than $100 million.
Wait, fake money isn't
Star
real
also
money?
Made more than
What?
$100 million.
No way.
How else can we attempt to lessen the impact that Wuthering Waves has had on the gacha scene? They're mauling. They're losing their shit every time Wuthering Waves has an achievement. Haters are the first people to complain. They're the
And I'm going to tell you another reason why people don't like Wuthering Waves and want to see it fail. It's because Wuthering Waves is hard.
Holy crap,
Like,
Sheen.
and I'm not saying it's like as hard
That's
as
impressive.
Melania
Well done.
and Elden Ring. But it's hard. Like if you go and you do a, what's that, hologram 6 boss, that's challenging. That is a challenging boss. And if you compare it to Star Rail, which is fucking turn-based combat, so like there's no real like dexterity reaction like difficulty there. Then you also have Genshin, which very seems like it is not even remotely hard. So guess what happens? Hard and mobile standards. Yes, it is. It is. And so like I guarantee you that there are people with big egos that played Wuthering Waves and they can't get past hologram 5. That's not true. They can't get past hologram 4.
Oh, well, Graham.
So now they don't want to see this game win because if that game wins, then they lose.
First people to cover it, which just
And if
further
they
boosts
lose, the
popularity of
terrorists
the
win.
game. More people are talking about it. More people
Or something,
are
I don't
curious
know.
about it. As
Yeah.
noted, this is an estimate. This is not a 100% confirmed, defined number.
No,
The
I don't know yet.
actual, real, legitimate revenue could be significantly, exponentially higher, or it could ultimately be lower. But judging by the rankings, we've seen
Yeah.
how it has been absolutely dominating Japan, it makes sense that these estimates are fairly accurate. 1.1 is releasing in literally 2 weeks. We have Jinsa coming.
I have no idea, Hacker.
Coming.
Also, hi, how you doing?
New region. We have tons of content.
Yeah, they're gonna add new shit.
To be fair, specifically on YouTube, a lot of people come in and just make really weird comments that, like, I believe the majority of them are just, like, weird for the sake of being weird. Probably, like, someone in their preteens just typing weird shit just for the sake of being weird. I will read this out for the Twitch audience to hear. And I quote, "My brother's is pooping on the floor because he is crying." Yeah. Yeah, that's a really weird comment. Yeah. And then we have people coming in occasionally being like all friendly and shit. Then suddenly they type a comment like, "Oh, I think I hear someone outside. Oh no, they have a knife." Like, come on. Come on. Like, grow up. I know it's hard to, like, get more mature people to type or to even watch streams, but, like, unfortunately on YouTube, I cannot, like, how do I put it? I cannot manually flag my streams as 18 plus. Cause, like, no offense to any, like, kids that want to come in and watch, but, like, to be perfectly honest, I don't want to have to deal with children. Because the majority of the time when I have to deal with children, they just spam or they say really weird shit for the sake of it. Like, they don't understand that when you mess around, you have to find out the consequences of your actions, right? So people will type really weird shit, and I'm like, okay. And I have to go through an internal debate of whether to, like, block them in chat or just, like, ignore the comments. And it's really annoying. But what can you do, right? What can you do?
And I'm very curious to see how the game continues to evolve. I'll be here documenting it every step of the way. Now, if Wuthering Waves is not a gacha game you're all interested in, absolutely no problem. I got you covered in 2 different videos on screen right now. Maybe more up your alley.
So I got to talk about why this happens, right? I'll link y'all the video and, you know, give it a like. That's good. But, like, what I'm really trying to say here, people that want to shit on how it is now, well, here's really what it is, right? Is these games, the majority of people who are on the subreddit for gacha games are currently
I see what you did there.
gacha games. Like, you would logically assume that, like, people that are fans of something are probably doing it and, you know, posting about it.
Yeah, that's just how it is sometimes.
So, under that logic,
yeah,
the
heckin'
people
Hacker.
that are, like, the native user base of that.
So why do you go
subreddit
by Hacker
are
when
people
it
that
says
are already invested
that
into
name?
another game?
Couldn't you just, like, change the
Logically,
name?
because Wuthering Waves just came out. So because it just came out and they're already invested into another game, and I think gacha players are, like, inherently and uniquely negative about other games besides their game being popular, because every game doesn't want to hit end of service, right? Like, that's the bad thing.
That's fair.
The native gacha nation? Yeah, well, that's basically...
The only gacha game I ever really got into was Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. I played the shit out of that. Like, probably for a year when it was, like, more newish. Like, it was before the arena hit. And, like, right after the arena hits, like, it became very obvious very quickly that if I didn't get, like, the special abilities of all the different characters and have, like, the best characters, then there was no chance of me getting, like, the good stuff as rewards, right? Like, if I didn't have dual wield, if I didn't have, like, at the time, I believe it was Lightning that was the best character. There was Lightning and Noctis that were the best characters at the time. And, like, the way it worked in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius is basically every time you completed a mission, I think it was like 0.1% was increased on the trust meter. So you would have to complete 1,000 missions with that character to complete their trust and get their special thing. Could be a special ability, could be a special equipment. And holy shit, that takes fucking forever. Consider this. The mission with the least amount of stamina usage was 2, right? And you could only store up to, I believe, 30. So you could only do like 15 of those in a row. And then you have to wait for all of that stamina to recover. And you only got 1 stamina back per 5 minutes. So it was very annoying. Very annoying. Gacha devs are too greedy. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It got to the point where, because I wanted to get better at the game, I pretty much stopped playing the game because I downloaded like one of those emulators for PC that emulates a phone. So I could just like do macros and have it automatically do this stuff for me. And that went well for a little bit. But then I realized I wasn't having fun anymore because it basically turned into a job. Why the fuck would I want to play a game like a job? That's not fun anymore. Games should not be jobs. Games should be fun. If you are no longer having fun with the game, stop playing the game. You're only harming yourself. Oh my god. This is your personal account which uses your real name? Oh. You do realize you could have like multiple accounts on YouTube, right? You can actually do that. You just need a different email. That's it.
See what happened, right? Instead of welcoming competition, well, they don't want competition because competition devalues.
Oh,
so
there
you
you
have to
go.
understand. Like, you take a step
Hecker
back.
Bronze.
Why do people care about skins in video games? Well, I'll tell you why they care. They care about skins in video games because other people can see them.
Damn.
If nobody else could see
Sari
your
bot.
skin in a video
That was
game,
a quick clap.
I guarantee you skin purchases would play.
What was... yeah, it's fucking view bots. The people that are like, hey, why don't you go to this site and get buy viewers or buy followers? Like, come on. Come on now.
By like 95%. This would immediately happen. So why does that matter? Why am I bringing this up? The reason why is to create a narrative that, or a foundation of the idea that people do things and buy things and accomplish things in video games in order to be conspicuous about those accomplishments. They want people to acknowledge that as like, oh, wow, that's really cool. Oh, wow, like you succeeded in this, right? Because like being good at a game that doesn't matter, nobody really cares. It's the status that it brings. You're right. And it might sound silly. And the reason why it sounds silly is because it is silly.
It absolutely
game
is.
Single player, and nobody goes around showing these are skins. I understand that it's not a one-to-one comparison, but please try to think abstractly in just a little bit, okay? I'm just trying to paint a picture about how the majority of people that spend a lot of money on luxury items or exclusive items are people that are doing it because they want to be acknowledged by other people. It is that simple. They want to be acknowledged. Whether it's somebody saying, cool car, mister, somebody saying, oh, wow, is that a Gucci bag? Like, I bet you must be rich. Whether that's, oh, my God, you bought the $500 Faker skin. I guess your parents didn't love you. Whether it's somebody saying, wow, you E6 this character. Have you taken your medication today? Whatever the reason is, they still want to be acknowledged for what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree completely with this. And everyone looks for acknowledgement in all sorts of different ways. like me, for example, I look for acknowledgement in being a VTuber. I mean, I don't like put myself out there nearly as much as I should. Like, I definitely don't go outside my comfort zone enough. I should be, like, making pre-recorded videos, doing all sorts of, like, engagement baiting if I want to, like, get bigger. But at the same time, like, even though I know that's how to grow my channel, it feels so disingenuous that it just, I don't want unnatural growth, right? I want people to be here, like, but only if they want to, right? It feels icky. I can't really put it a better way. It feels icky if people come here after seeing, like, well, Coomer baiting, as Sheen put it right there. Like, if I'm horny baiting, if I'm engagement baiting, or whatever, or masturbating, whatever, I don't want people coming because of that. I want people here for me, not for all of this random shit that would be put out to just bait them in here, right? I want it to be natural. Yes, I am well aware that because I don't do that, my growth is very, very slow. But hey, that's just who I am. And that's just who I be. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
That's what matters, right? They want the acknowledgement. So people don't want their game to die, because if their game dies or loses popularity, they lose part of that acknowledgement.
Yeah, people have to come slowly. You gotta edge them in. I mean,
you see how it all fits together.
Hey, how's chat doing? How's everyone in chat feeling?
So it makes sense that the subreddit is going to be negative towards new gacha games, because it's in those people's best interest to not have new gacha games come out that are successful, because they are already and literally invested in those games. It's that simple. Maintain the value of the skins. Exactly. They want to maintain the value of their accounts. And like a gacha game,
maintain
for example,
the value
like
of
Tower
these
of
nuts.
Fantasy, the game's fucking dead. Like, where's Tower of Fantasy here? Let me see. Can I find it? There's no way it's all the way down here, right? I must have missed it.
It was just a little bit lower. Like less than 1 million, I believe.
There it is. $700,000, right?
Maintain
that,
EP.
Like, this game was all the way up here whenever it first came out. And
I did try Tower of Fantasy, like, within the first week or so of it coming out, and it basically just felt like Genshin, but worse. I don't really have a better way to put it. Like, I really disliked how when you first start the game, you like go through cutscenes and you choose the male character or the female character, and only after a little more cutscene bullshit you get to the character customization. Like, it felt really bad. It did not feel good. I know that Genshin is like, you don't get to customize your character, you just get to choose male or female. I know that's a thing, but like, because it's more of a narrative-driven game, at least from what I experienced when I played it day one, it feels like a better put-together game. Whereas Tower of Fantasy felt more rushed, more like, let's try to make it Breath of the Wild MMO style. And it really showed. I will say, though, the combat did feel pretty good in Tower of Fantasy from what I played. But, yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Hope you enjoy here. Yay.
now it's all the way down there. And you know what that means? That means all the money that you spent in Tower of Fantasy, people care about it less. That's the way it is. They blew it. They did. Well, what I'm saying is it's not about whether they blew it or not. It's about the fact that those games, the value dropped. Yeah, the value of the account dropped. The value of the accomplishments dropped.
Hello
the value
again.
of everything dropped. And here's another really good example,
Yes.
right?
Welcome to my
Is
Twitch
like,
page.
if you go and you look at World of Warcraft.
I find it a little bit surprising the amount of people that actually see that I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, and then just they go to Twitch. I find that a little bit surprising. Just a bit. Most of them do just stick with the YouTube, but it is pretty interesting when I see them just like swap over. It's like, oh hey, I see. Neat. That's just kind of interesting to me. You see Trex hiding in VC. Wow. Trex is hiding. Boobies! Get got. Get got,
Why am I
Trex.
here?
Get heckin' got. Parker.
How dare you drag me in here against my consent?
Hey, you were already here.
I know I was already here.
You're in a public call. Like I
Yes.
can say and do whatever I want. So
Very true.
get hecked, Parker.
But how dare chat call me out?
Look, okay? Blah, blah, blah.
Chat, I'm gonna put you on blast. Stinky poo poo pee pee.
I can't believe you would say something like that. Holy shit. Bruh. That's pretty crazy.
I'm evil.
You're the mean one, Mr. Trex.
I'm evil like Lord Frieza.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
I'm
Yeah, Trex is cute, you're right.
not cute. I'm evil.
Yeah, adorably evil. Alright, I'll leave you to it. Bye.
Being a top player in WoW used to be the biggest fucking deal. That used to be like, bro, if you were like a gladiator in WoW, that was something that mattered, that people cared about. Now, nobody gives a shit about it. Nobody knows what it is. But you know what they do care about still? If you're challenger in League. They do. And you know why? It's because League is a much bigger game. No, they don't. They do. They absolutely do. Because there's a larger audience of people that are excited and positive about that game. It's supply and demand. Yeah, exactly. Like Valorant's the same thing, like Radiant and Valorant. So the reason why they keep trying to push down these gacha games is just for that reason. That is the only reason, and that is the that's going to keep happening. It's going to happen with that Project Mugen game. It's going to happen with Zenless Zone Zero. It's going to happen with Azure Permilia. It's going to happen with Arknight's Infield. It's going to happen with every single one of these games. And it also happens with MMOs, because MMOs are the same thing. But with MMOs, the investment isn't money, it's time. Like, for example, I remember I got a girl to start talking to me because I had a lot of achievements in WoW. This was in like 2013. And she was hot. And so now, can you do that? Probably not as much. Do you know why? It's because the game isn't as big as it used to be. And you're casting a smaller net. There's not as many fish. So what's the value of being very good at a video game if it won't attract e-girls?
I mean, if you want to attract e-girls, just play Valorant. Play Valorant or Genshin or Wuwa. There you go. There's the top 3 currently. Hashtag not wrong.
Why would you care about being good at a video game if it doesn't get you an e-girl? There's no point. So back to this, because it's what it all comes down to. And so like in an MMO, that's what matters. So people don't want to have a new MMO come out because that means that hurts their hegemony on on the e-girls. I can't think of a worse way to attract girls than video games. I can think of a lot of worse ways to attract girls than video games. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, probably the worst way to attract a girl than video games is to like put a gun in her face. Like that's a pretty bad way. That's pretty awful. Yeah, there's really bad ways to attract a girl than video games. Like, am I wrong there? Am I wrong? If someone sticks a gun in your face, you're probably not going to be very attracted to that. I mean, unless it's like, unless you purposely go to like a gun convention or some shit like that. Yo, what if it was a Nerf gun? That'd be pretty hot. I mean, what? Hey.
One of the hottest girls in my high school played WoW. People really underestimate how diverse WoW players are. Wow, there's an exception. That's crazy. So there was this one exception. That's nuts. Wow, I guess hey, you know what? Averages aren't real anymore. Thank God we have you here to keep us all in check. Shut the fuck up, you idiot. Anyway, my point is that, like with Final Fantasy, this is another reason, right? It's like Final Fantasy. People don't want to see a new MMO come out because they don't want to have that new MMO kill their existing game. That's what it comes down to. Casuals don't care about that, though. Yeah, but casuals aren't posting on the subreddit, so it doesn't matter at all. It's totally irrelevant. Like casuals aren't posting about it, and they're also not posted. They're not even inside of the ecosystem to talk about this or think about this at all, period, right?
Yes, hello, I am a casual.
There's no reason even to think about it. Who cares about casuals? Yeah, I think he misread what the guy said. The guy was agreeing with him. Yeah, sure. But like, all I'm saying is that the bigger a game is, the more people will want to
Guild Wars 2 is
fun.
fun.
The game and
well,
take it
maybe for
seriously.
you.
And if games are like kind of small,
Guild Wars 2 doesn't have a type of gameplay that I enjoy. Basically, like, when I play games, I like having stuff to look forward to other than like just story, right? I don't like having to work hard for like getting new skills, leveling up, etc. I like to have my dopamine in fairly often intervals for the most part. Granted, I do play a lot of games where they get pretty grindy at times, but at the same time, like, okay, let me explain it this way. Guild Wars 2, my problem with it is you can basically see all of the skills right away, and to unlock them, you have to go and do all of these, I don't remember what they're called, but there's basically challenges that you have to go and do to unlock a skill point, to unlock an ability. Plus, you only have so many ability slots, and all of your basic attack stuff is determined entirely by whatever weapon you have equipped. Whatever's in your main hand and offhand, if applicable. So you have to be careful with what class you choose at the beginning. You have to be careful what race you choose. Like, if you're just starting out the game, you're probably going to make a pretty shit character. You're probably going to make an awful character when you start. It's probably going to be dog shit. And then you'll have to make more characters and more characters. And eventually you'll figure out, oh, so this is the best class race combination, right? And then it's just not fun for me. It's just not fun for me. Like, there's nothing for me to look forward to. I see all of the skills straight up. Like, it just doesn't seem like something good. The only thing that even drew me in the first place is the crafting. That's about it. I don't like player versus player stuff. and I don't like doing dungeons. So it's basically like pointless for me to play. Like there's nothing that draws me in. Same goes for most MMOs, honestly.
And they're losing players, then less people will care about them. It's just that simple. And so it begins like a video game entropy, where like...
Let me put it this way. The games that made me play the longest were Ragnarok Online, Wakfu, what else? I played a lot of Eden Eternal, and I did play a lot of WoW. That is true. And Tree of Savior, just on my Steam, is 200 some hours. I don't remember if that includes like the beta time. I don't remember. Sheen, was the beta on Steam or was that before Steam? Do you remember? It does? Okay. Then probably the majority of that was in beta. Okay. But yeah, those are the MMO type games that I played the most. And it seems pretty obvious when I've listed them off. Like, there's a lot of encouragement on, like, customization of your characters, customization of gear, and stuff like that. Like, every time you level up, there's something to look forward to. That's the type of games that I like the most. If I don't have anything to look forward to when I level up, then I am a lot less likely to play the game. That's one of my problems with Final Fantasy XIV even. Like, in terms of World of Warcraft, I played primarily during Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King. And I really liked doing the talent tree stuff. But with Final Fantasy XIV, you didn't have talent trees. So every time you leveled up, the only thing that would change is, like, periodically, you would unlock a new ability, right? And that's only if it's programmed for that specific class. I mean, granted, being able to switch classes whenever you want was pretty cool, just like with Eden Eternal. But with Eden Eternal, it felt better when you switched classes. I don't really know how to explain it all that well, because, like, as you fight shit, you just get points. Like, you have your main level and your class level, right? And the more you grind out fighting dudes in Eden Eternal, the more points you get. So it's easier to upgrade your class stuff. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, a lot of those abilities you could use cross-class. And I believe Final Fantasy XIV originally did have some cross-class abilities, but then got rid of it, if I recall correctly. Could be wrong there. Doesn't really matter. But yeah. That's one of the things I never liked about Final Fantasy XIV. I did play probably a good 100 or so hours of Final Fantasy XIV. Probably closer to 200 or 300. No, it would be more than that. Yeah, it's more than that, now that I think about it. Probably closer to around 500 hours. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I don't like about it. You're describing GW2 for you. If you ever want to try playing it again, you may poke me. GW2 has specialization that are like skill trees, and then there's elite specializations that are like advanced classes. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like something for me. The ideal sort of MMO that I have in my mind is something where, like, how do I describe it? I think I've seen something similar in like manhwas, where it's like it's a game world. The main character is just playing a game, and this is how the game works, right? That sort of deal. I like the idea of, one, being able to unlock skills with skill points, or like going to a trainer and learning that skill from them, right? That's one thing I definitely like. Another thing is I like being able to like increase that skill just by using it, like a proficiency level, right? Like the more you use this specific skill, this specific weapon, this type of armor, the more you use it, the better you are at using it. That makes sense, right? Being able to have both of those, yeah, I love that shit. Being able to like increase your stats by doing specific activities, I really like that. But I also like being able to like level up and get stat points, right? So having a mix of all of this different stuff would be the ideal for me. That would absolutely be the ideal for me. Tibia / RuneScape. I don't know what Tibia is. I did try RuneScape a bit, but I don't know. Something about it seems kind of meh. Just seemed kind of meh to me. Not really fun. It's just not my type of gameplay. Tibia is an old MMO. I think I might have heard of it before, but I don't think I've ever like seen anything about it. But yeah, something like that would definitely be more my realm of things I like. Plus, I like to do crafting a lot. So a game where crafting actually matters and makes a difference would be ideal. Like, something I remember from reading a manhwa is like, there was this game where initially the NPCs would sell potions, but after a while, they just stopped selling potions because I guess lore-wise, they just weren't being made anymore. And then like potion making became really important, and people needed to make potions themselves, right? That sort of deal. Having a player-driven economy is very important. Like, being able to sell to NPCs to get currency is good, but also being able to sell to other players after currency has been, like, achieved is also really good. Right? Make crafting matter. If the players can only... Wait. If the players can also buy all of the shit that they need from just random NPC shops, I don't agree with that. I feel like all of the best stuff should be either crafted and or dropped. Yes, it's important to have good mob drops, but also it's also important for crafting to actually matter. That's how I feel on the subject. Crafted is peak. I mean, yeah, a lot of the manhwas that I read have a good emphasis on crafting, like Overgeared, for example. Fucking love that manhwa. I love that shit. Absolutely love it. Man, I read a lot of manhwa. Manga, manhwa, however you want to pronounce it, webtoons even. Like, all that shit, I love it. And the more I read, like, the more I see all these different systems, and, like, it helps me sort of identify what sort of system would be my ideal system, right? All these different aspects of different systems. And yeah. Definitely cool stuff. In GW2, the only way to get legendary gear is crafting to max level. Really? That's pretty cool. It's good that they actually put emphasis on crafting. Good on them for that. But yeah, Guild Wars isn't really my type of game. In terms of gameplay and in terms of leveling, and pretty much the only thing I even care about in Guild Wars is the crafting. And to me, that's not enough. That's not enough. I know that you're trying to, like, say all the good points and be like, hey, why don't you play this? Guaranteed you're probably going to have a good time. Yeah, we should just play together or something like that. I understand. I get it. I know that you really like the game. But, like I said, it's not really my sort of game. Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit unfortunate, but that's just how it be, you know? Yeah.
The game, like, starts losing interest and people stop caring about it as much. And then because of that, less people start playing. And, like, then it's kind of like a you know, race to the bottom, basically.
Oh. You laugh, you lose, by the way.
That was a lot. I fear for myself, Jen. I'm in a giggly mood. I'm a little giggly guy.
This is 124. This is like 2 years
not
ago?
Good for me.
A year ago. I was close. And just...
Without further ado, let's get right into the funny internet videos.
Woo!
45 degrees, but not all the way. Flip, keep the same angle, and repeat. Let's see how many inches we've gained. That?
Ayo.
Hey.
I don't think it works like that.
First method is the fork method. Slice your onion in half, jam your fork inside, slice across, then down the other way.
Why are we just straight up
The
chop?
next method involves hitting your onion firmly with your knife around the outside.
Why are we chopping veggies, dude?
Slice it open. It's not perfect, but it'll get you most of the way there. You can hack the onion apart. You just need a computer, a standard RCA cable, bypass the mainframe, and you can sneak up behind it and scare it.
Very nice.
I really didn't know there was that many ways to open an onion.
Yeah,
We're learning today.
there's lots.
Together. The more you know. I don't want to call Saul, Chad. I don't want to call him.
Ayo. She's swole.
Would you guys date a girl like that? Or a guy like that?
Absolutely.
Yes?
Absolutely. It's no coincidence that there's a really popular, like, muscle girl bar in Japan. Like, I keep hearing about this and I'm like, mommy? I mean, mommy? I mean, mommy? I mean, hey. What? Huh?
That's my community.
That'll hold 'em all white.
What? Bruh.
Why? Why the... What?
What the heck?
You've killed us all, Walter.
It's worth
Okay.
it, dude. You cannot just neglect your Nintendogs. It's a full-time job.
Reminder to all of y'all that had a Nintendo DS, your Nintendogs, they need to be loved. Go love your Nintendogs. They haven't seen you in years. The balls harden.
You guys need to stop thinking about balls, okay?
Yeah,
Do me a favor
chat.
and stop thinking about balls.
Fetch. Huh?
That was a cat. Let's move on.
La espuma. Yay!
Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is what a real mustache looks like.
Blue Lobster. Y'all just got blue lobstered.
The lobster is not gonna be a thing. We are not making the lobster jump scare a thing.
It is a
not
thing.
happening. Keep the
I mean, it hasn't been brought back in like a year, but
lose. After many couch you laugh you lose videos, the son of a bitch did it.
whoa.
Yeah, Zach, baby!
Oh yeah, Zach finally won.
Believers. Now what
It
the
took like
fuck are you
what, 10
counting?
episodes for him to actually win
My
one.
arms are not that
It was
thin.
great. Better than getting stick bugged. And well, you know what? You know what? Just for that. Just for that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stick bug you. Stick bug meme. Get stick bugged. Get stick bugged. Get stick bugged. You got stick bugged, lol. You got stick bugged. Yeah, what? What you gonna do now, huh? Get hacking got.
Oh shit, this is a look back on the year.
Yeah.
of depth art. Okay, I am that thick right there. Oh my lord. Deb, send me that image.
Wow,
Is this all
Shane.
the
Why you so
unreleased
stinky?
Deb art? We finally get to see it.
Dinosaur.
The fifth coming.
Bring your towel.
Chad, are you guys ready for the fifth coming? I am.
I'm a big fan of you, Ninja.
You're a fucking loser.
Mood.
Ninja. Oh my gosh, dude. He's changed, man. Fame changed him, dude.
Day 4 of trying to buy the yellow divider. I disguised that John in some bananas. God damn it.
You can't buy the dividers from the grocery store, dude. Why not? I don't know. What would you do with it? Tell me. You get your hands on a divider from the grocery store. What are you going to use it for?
That's a good question.
I shouldn't have asked that question.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Ow.
Deserved.
Doggy.
Battle.
Doggy versus kitty.
It sounds like a squirt bottle.
Oh, that's a puppy. That's a little pupper.
She's sad for real, oh god. Dude, did you just play the whole damn sad clip, man? This is a you laugh, you lose. Not a you cry, you lose.
Super Luigi Galaxy.
What the fuck?
But at what cost?
This is the moment you've waited for.
Is it? I don't think I've been waiting for that.
Father's in the chat. Who made those things?
I feel
those
like
didn't exist when I was a kid.
I feel like
What
I
is the
would break
point
my
of them?
back if I went to the
Finish that croissant.
croissant. Croissant.
Ladies and gentlemen, we found it. The most
I don't remember
unfunny
the last
video
time I had a
request of
croissant.
the day. Fuck outta here.
Chat, would you like a croissant? Because I would like a croissant.
And go to the
Rat.
I'm
Yay.
on my way. Would you get these?
What? Bruh.
I need me that shoe.
I know that feel. Why is it just in the left
I
ear?
fear for myself, Jen.
Bro.
I'm in a giggly mood. I'm a little giggly guy today, and that's not good for me.
Don't go nowhere. That's why he got smacked, cut. He tried to bend the corner. Nigga wasn't going nowhere. Nigga was spinning right there in the middle of the street, so. Oh, shit, cut. Goddamn. Oh, shit, soda, cut. Hey, cut, we got the goddamn. Cut, we got the goddamn miniature car here, so. What the fuck going on, cut? Only in Cleveland, so. Cut, that bitch running. Oh, shit, did he slide that bitch out the cut? That bitch running off.
Yeah, I believe it.
AAA battery, so.
I believe it.
That bitch running off of vegetable oil, power steering fluid.
Only in
That is the
Cleveland.
tiniest car.
Okay, here we go. Another Jimmy here, Friday Night Funkin', okay. Jimmy versus Dougal.
No, that's Jimmy versus
I am
Jimmy.
not Dougal, and I do not look like Dougal.
There's just two Jimmys on screen.
Nothing like Dougal. True!
3 unrelated words. Chicken, enchiladas, lasagna.
Jimmy versus a mirror? Dude, mods, ban everyone.
Ban everyone. KFC
Straight
deep
into
fryer
KFC
rat,
deep
let's
fryer,
go.
Classic.
Hell yeah. Damn, throw it back, boy.
Oh, yo! Makes
I'ma say it. I'ma say it. We need more buff guys in maid outfits. I said it. The gospel has been spoken. We need more buff dudes in maid outfits. We need it. We need it.
makes me want to break out my old maid outfit. You wish.
This is the last person you're ever gonna see alive.
Oh. Actually. Need to buff up chat.
Game modders have
Either
too
that or
much
buff
power.
pup chat. Get it?
Jesus Christ, Shadow, what have you done?
What is he in a cheeseburger?
A person with Bowser's fat ass in line, and you have some explaining to do.
Good old snap cube.
So, Eggman, you have to do what I say, or else you're under arrest. Eggman, egg face, egg poopy butt.
You maybe that don't you ever fucking call me that ever again. I'll kill you.
Unless I kill you first. Sorry, Eggman, but new amendment. Die.
You are a menace to the society.
Beautiful.
A new amendment. Die. It's one of the coldest lines ever delivered.
Okay, there's one. Please drop one. Yes.
Oh. Oh no. See, this is the reason why whenever you're fighting blazes, you should always have a fire resistance potion up. Always. Do not go fighting blazes without a fire resistance potion. Yeah. Guaranteed if he had a fire resistance potion effect on, he would not die when he hits the lava. Poorly thought out.
Yeah, that's a skill issue.
That
You
is a
always have
skill
to watch
issue.
your footing in the
Absolutely.
nether, dude. That's like one of the first rules, other than not putting a bed
You know
down,
what
man.
screw the nether.
Fish.
Fish.
Fish! Yeah!
Whoa.
Mario with the cappy, but in 64 graphics?
I just had a thought, and I don't know if this has been done before, but Cappy on a Cappy. That's right. Put Cappy from Super Mario Odyssey on a capybara. I need to see that. Someone do it. Someone do that. I need to see that. Cappy on a Cappy. I need to see it.
What in the hell? Jimmy here real in Roblox?
Give to me your peanuts.
Oh.
Listen, dude. They already took everything from me. You want the penis too? All I have left. Sheesh.
Goofy, you know you can't go over 4 blocks. It's Minecraft.
That's true.
Stop the Minecraft sprint away, dude. Hey, that's free EXP.
Shampoo. Shampoo.
I mean, yeah, it's... Korone is a dog. Of course she's afraid of soap.
Discord mods got scared too. They've never seen that thing before in their life. Jimmy here. By the way, recording is spelled wrong. What, in the title of the stream? Did I spell the stream title wrong?
Live recording.
Oh, hell nah.
Yo.
Oh, not this.
Sheesh. You just got Mario Karted.
The classic Mario Kart experience, dude.
Bro, every time I see one of those, like, chain reaction things for Mario Kart, I'm like, bro, why the fuck would you ever play that game? That is literally the most stressful bullshit. Why would you want to play that?
Eat your mic. We are no longer asking.
It's not even lined up. Listen. I do not negotiate with bullies, okay? If I want to go crazy on the mic, it's going to be my own idea. You thought, huh? They duct tape his mouth shut? What the fuck? Dude, that shit's haunted.
Daddy, I love him.
I had the same vibes as the donkey one.
Those bullies won't bother me now.
What? Huh?
I don't think anyone's gonna be bothering him anymore. About to show this MFer the bullet of 45.
Oh.
Dude, I want to see a Five Nights at Freddy's game where you go around like Doom style.
Thanks for everything, and see you next time.
Hell yeah. That was beautiful.
The outro to driving out of the McDonald's drive-thru. Legendary. Bruh.
What the Sigma?
We did it. Jimmy here is finally real. We've done it.
I reckon you better suck these balls.
Was that an offer or a threat?
I love the Wild West now.
In the mid-20th century, across the United States, wastewater plants.
Mood.
I'm fine. Just a simple fish.
Just because you don't see the beast, it doesn't mean the beast isn't there. Be
Mr.
careful playing with
Beast!
somebody's kindness. They have tamed their beast.
It's a good thing we got that
I'll
warning.
tame
dude.
your beast,
I
you
ain't
will.
gonna mess with him now.
Epic rap battle! Silly Billy versus the unmatched power of the sun.
Cast your votes now.
Yo, my name is Silly Billy and
Oh.
He put up a good fight. Honestly, he put up a great fight.
I've told you a million times not to wake me up like that.
Mood. Mood. I know that feel.
I need me, that alarm clock, dude.
name one thing.
Jimmy, no. You're laughing at that? I mean, it is very random, but like... Bruh. SMH. Weak. Weak. I am disappointed. What a shame. What a shame.
LA City Council members have removed a no
You lost at the first one? Bruh.
They say the signs were homophobic.
LA City Council members Hugo Soto Martinez and Nithya Raman were on hand today to help remove the signs. They say the no cruising and no U-turn signs were put up in the 1990s to prevent people in the gay community from meeting up with other gay people.
I was also surprised that these U-turn signs.
Halt! This is just a parody. It's a skit. Look at the speaker's name. One simple search and we will immediately see that this is just...
Oh.
And you realize that these were used to profile gay people. It's so important that we have these removed.
The LA City Council members say the signs were put up after the gay community began to grow and because there was a gay bar in that area.
It's a parody, thank God. Because holy shit.
The crazy thing is that, like, in LA, there are people who are overdosing on drugs. It's nuts. Like, this is really what's going on. It's stupid. This is nuts, bro. Like, they're tackling the real issues. Exactly. We going, like, people really losing their fucking minds.
Yesterday, Gordon Ramsay...
Bold of you to assume that people have the mind to lose.
He jump scared everyone by revealing he'd been in a serious accident and said that the helmet he was wearing actually saved his life. And he also thanked the doctors and everyone that took care of him in the hospital from it. And basically it's a message kind of urging everyone to wear a helmet when cycling.
Hi guys, it's Gordon. I'd like to share a very important message with you all. You know how much I love cycling and triathlons and Ironman, etc. This week, unfortunately, I had a really bad accident and it really shook me. And honestly, I'm lucky to be here.
He really does seem shaken up by this whole experience here. When I think of Gordon Ramsay, I immediately think of him calling someone an idiot sandwich and yelling and screaming. So if I had heard that Gordon Ramsay got into a bike accident, I would immediately assume that he got off the bike, started shaking his fist at it and calling it a fucking donkey or something and spitting on the bike. But then he'd walk away unscathed,
you fucking
unfazed,
donkey,
and throw a grilled cheese in the fireplace and just take a big old bite out of it. But in this case, that's just not what happened. Whatever the accident was, it really has taken some kind of toll on Gordon, and he's trying to educate people on the importance of helmets and how it actually saved his life. Now, this is a lesson that people have heard a million times in their life. I'm pretty sure this has been taught more than the multiplication tables in elementary school. Everyone knows you should wear a helmet when cycling. But in current day and age, a lot of people just don't give a fuck about that anymore. They just kind of wipe their ass with safety for the sake of, like, convenience, maybe. But in my area in particular, there's a ton of cyclists. They swarm, and I almost never see any of them wearing helmets, which I always find odd because what's the point in playing life on Ultra Nightmare mode? It takes like 5 additional seconds to just throw on a helmet real quick,
right?
And it could be a game changer. To me, the risk versus reward ratio here is all cattywampus. It's not computing up here.
Safety is
Why you
important.
wouldn't just wear a helmet to be safe. It's not like you get some kind of like additional benefit out of not wearing one. So I don't really understand it, but I'm not your fucking dad. If you want to go out there without a helmet on and I see you on the sidewalk, I'm not going to slam on my brake and drift my car in sideways, so I'll get out and start, you know, giving you a spanking and telling you that you're being naughty for not wearing a helmet. That's fucking your choice to make, I suppose. I think it's a silly one, though, and I really appreciate that Gordon Ramsay's coming forward and using his platform to just try and educate people again on how important a helmet is and how it can actually save your life.
Now, from those incredible trauma surgeons, doctors, nurses in the hospital that looked after me this week, they were amazing. But honestly, you've got to wear a helmet. I don't care how short the journey is. I don't care, you know, the fact that these helmets cost money, but they're crucial. Even with the kids, a short journey, they've got to wear a helmet. Now, I'm lucky to be standing here. I'm in pain. It's been a brutal week, and I'm sort of getting through it. But I cannot tell you the importance of wearing a helmet.
That is a gnarly bruise.
Yeah.
Right there. Calling that a bruise is doing it a disservice. When I bang my knee on this desk when I get excited, I'll sometimes bruise. That is like you got hit by 5 sledgehammers. That looks like the damage you would suffer if One Punch Man accidentally flicked you in the oblique. That is a crazy amount of bruising. I don't
I
know
would
how he's
expect
standing.
broken ribs from that
This
shit.
weekend is massive. It's Father's Day for new fathers, old fathers, middle-aged fathers. I want
Broken
to wish you
ribs,
all
a shattered
very happy
pelvis,
Father's
like
Day.
bruh.
But please, 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 please wear a helmet, because if I didn't, honestly, I wouldn't be here now. Happy Father's Day.
An unexpected video from Gordon Ramsay, but an appreciated one. Like, he's just sharing his first-hand experience here with something traumatic that
Oh,
he
that's
went
right.
through,
Sheen
and
already
how
removed his
he
ribs
believes
so
his
he
life was
could
saved
suck
thanks
his
to that
own,
helmet, and of course, the doctors and everyone at the hospital that treated
Yeah.
him, and just trying to spread that message. And I think that is nothing but 2 big thumbs up for me there. But Twitter is a different story. Twitter ghouls have this impressive ability, almost like an X-Men level mutation here, it's almost a superpower, to find the stupidest spins on even the most cut and dry situations. Something as simple as, hey, wearing a helmet's good to keep you safe. Maybe you might want to think about doing that. They find a way to turn it into something bad.
Well, yeah, it's because the majority of people on Twitter have a mental illness. Well, several mental illnesses. Generally, on Twitter, the qualifying thing to be active on Twitter is to have a mental illness. And if you don't have a mental illness, you probably are not very active on Twitter. I can speak from experience. Anyways,
House replied to Gordon's video saying, "Complete shite, Gordon." And then he dropped this fat little nugget of wisdom here, which is a graph that shows death per billions of kilometers cycled versus the helmet wearing rate percentage of these regions. Imagine being the loveless loser who comes in here going ballistic because a guy who almost lost his life is talking about how a helmet might have saved it. Now, this individual isn't the only one fighting back against Big Helmet here, but he is by far the most adamant. He is tooth and nail in the trenches, still replying as of me making this video like 18 hours later, it seems. So he is definitely their fiercest warrior opposed to helmets. Now, he makes arguments that helmets do nothing to mitigate serious injury. They only help with like scrapes and bruises maybe, but doesn't actually do anything to contribute to cycling safety, and calls them an unnecessary distraction, and then says the big issue that needs to be addressed is fixing infrastructure and driver policing. Now, let's say Gordon Ramsay subscribed to this guy's belief system. He'd be dead. If he viewed helmets as an unnecessary distraction, Gordon Ramsay would be 6 feet under right now, fucking making risottos up in heaven. So, legitimately, he is just wrong about them being an unnecessary distraction. In the situation Gordon Ramsay is describing, without that helmet, he wouldn't have survived. I also just don't understand what it's a distraction from. Is it distracting you from sending your 4,000th tweet in the last 24 hours? Like, how is it an unnecessary distraction? It takes fucking 5 seconds to put a helmet on, and it does help keep you a bit safer. Of course, it doesn't solve every problem magically. Nobody is saying it does. He's fighting a ghost here in the comments. He keeps thinking that everyone's saying that a helmet solves all the biking-related issues with, like, cyclists dying, whatever. Like, that's not what anyone's saying. All they're saying is it does just help your odds, and in this case, it actually did save Gordon Ramsay's life. There's just no reason not to wear a helmet. The main thing he wants is better infrastructure for cyclists, which I do completely agree with, especially in the United States
definitely.
in particular. Having better infrastructure for that is absolutely the safest possible thing for cyclists. He dropped this here.
Why do you think we
talking
have
about
bike
how the
lanes? Like, come on.
solution is the infrastructure, and that the helmet is an easy out by promoting it. And no one's arguing that a helmet is going to, you know, make sure that cyclists are immortal or anything. But it's just like the easiest thing you can do to immediately improve your odds of surviving something traumatic like Gordon Ramsay experienced here. The beautiful thing about having so many neurons in your brain is that you can actually focus on multiple different things at the same time. You can be saying we need better infrastructure to keep cyclists safe, while also saying, hey, cyclists, helmets do actually help you in the event of an accident. It improves your odds a little bit.
Wow, who would have guessed?
Again, a helmet is not this end-all be-all of safety, this panacea that cures any possible problem with, like, cycling safety. But it is something that undeniably helps. Another thing this cringe vulture and a few others like him do in the comment section is latch on to this idea that we don't wear helmets while driving, which makes everyone a hypocrite because driving causes a lot of head injuries. Basically just keeps reiterating, why aren't you wearing a helmet while driving a car? You absolute goober, when you drive a car, most people wear a seatbelt to improve their odds of surviving a crash. The car is also equipped with safety equipment such as airbags to help keep you alive in the event of a crash. On a bike, what do you have? Did you put an ejector seat on your bike to immediately get out of a tricky situation? You put a baseball card in the spokes of your bike and then installed some fucking airbags down there too to keep you alive? No. The only thing that you can really do here on a bike in this context is wear a helmet. That would be the equivalent of wearing a seatbelt while driving. You're making dog shit arguments for an indefensible position.
Howdy, KG. How you doing?
Helmets. You're a fucking lunatic. It sounds like you've already hit your head and you want more people to join you there. He even has the gall to say this. The reasons not to wear a helmet is that you take more risky decisions when wearing a helmet and drivers take more risky decisions around you. He's almost saying that it's more dangerous to wear a helmet than it is not to and just raw dog it, which is just ridiculous. It's so silly, I don't even know where to start. So he thinks that cyclists who are wearing a helmet make more risky decisions because they're wearing a helmet. I don't think so. I don't feel like when people put on a helmet, they think that all of a sudden they become Superman. I just don't see that being the case. Just like someone who puts on a seatbelt doesn't immediately think they can fucking ramp off of a parked tow truck like it's GTA 5 and be unscathed. I don't think that's the case for cyclists wearing a helmet. And I really don't think that drivers are going to start treating you different if you're wearing a helmet versus not. Like, I don't think drivers are going to see you wearing a helmet and be like, oh, this guy can take a little bump here and just fucking swerve into him or anything. If you're wearing a helmet, I don't think drivers are going to start making riskier decisions because they think you're in, like, fucking body armor or anything, versus if you weren't wearing a helmet. I just don't see that being the case in reality at all. He also goes on to say helmets are no use in collision.
Yo, if you're wearing a helmet and a cape, you could be just like that biking hero in One Punch Man. That dude is such a badass. He has like no powers, but he is the coolest, right?
Collisions involving motor vehicles, which fucking obviously, no one's saying that you're going to be able to take a car head on in a game of chicken just because you're wearing a helmet on your bike. It's a stupid argument to make. Oh, well, if my bicycle helmet can't stop a bullet, what the fuck is the point in wearing it, I suppose? I'll just go without. Useless to me now. It's silly. It's super dumb. There's no real good argument you will ever be able to make that wearing a helmet is a bad thing. And Gordon Ramsay's video and message here is just an overwhelmingly positive one, and I'm happy to hear that he's recovering and he's okay. And I'm wishing him the best going forward. And I appreciate that he's sharing this message because clearly it is one that is still somewhat needed here because there are people out there that don't think helmets are worth wearing, I suppose. So it's not like a useless message either. So I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. I got a bit heated here clearly about this anti-helmet rhetoric, which I think is just so fucking dumb that I was baffled. So I dove deep into this rabbit hole here and I just had to talk about it a little bit. Again, glad Gordon Ramsay's alright. That's about it. So yeah.
Yeah, these people create problems that don't exist and then act like they're the solution to them. But it's like a lot of things that whenever you start realizing that it's not real, then it ceases to be real.
So here we have Kojima.
Alright, before we get into this, I need to take a quick break. So, I'm gonna put on some lo-fi. And, yeah. I'm a BRB. Pee-pee! Got him. Get heckin' got. Get heckin' got. I said the forbidden words. Poo-poo pee-pee. Yeah, what? What you gonna do now, huh? Nothing. You know why? Because blah, blah, blah.
Praising one of the games that most gamers are praising, like it's very difficult to go on any forum right now without hearing people say good things about Wukong.
Yeah.
It's difficult not to say. I mean, I saw the trailer. Looks good, right? One of the few games that I'm actually interested in. And
My knowledge, I haven't broken any bones either.
Blue heart, right? Like this person emanates with compassion, with empathy. Unfortunately, is the Western type. And they're like, seeing you promoting and praising a game studio with such a fervent history of sexism and hatred is really disappointing to see, right? So
it's crazy to me how people make posts like that with no citation at all or argument to it at all. It's like they just listen to what they're told and they just repeat it as if it's true.
Good old gaming politics.
It's
nuts.
Surrounded by cat piss, like sitting in a room going like, right? The moral condemnation. I mean, this person is so virtuous. They're above you. They're your moral superior, and they just look and they condemn. They're like Jesus Christ sitting on the throne. They go like, you know, I always found.
Well, what you have to understand is like a lot of these people on social media, they only have these opinions and think these things as a form of like effectively self-aggrandizement, right? They're trying to think these things and say this stuff so they can appear like they're a good person.
Yeah, it's virtue signaling.
It's not really about the idea itself. It's about them.
The idea of virtue signaling is basically you want everyone to see you as the best possible person. So you go on this like holy crusade of saying, oh, all of this stuff is bad. All this stuff is wrong. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. All trying to like get brownie points. It's really shitty.
It's always about them.
99% of the time, the people that do it don't actually care about it.
Think they have the moral high ground to issue these condemnations. You do realize that most of the technology you're using that involves some level of cobalt in it probably comes from child slavery. Is that like problem? It's most likely. Now I don't understand the argument like, hey, you need a laptop in order to function in a first world country. You need a smartphone. But do you really need a gaming rig? I guess like from the left perspective, you know, some children's suffering is okay as long as they get to play their video games, right?
He talking about basically like he talking about how people that are okay with like having a Cobalt phone and it's like at the same time like you're complaining about a video game.
Yeah.
This is the disgusting part because that argument is extreme.
Yeah.
Is it though? I mean, they're fine with that, but they're not fine with like their definition or whatever the fuck sexism is at a studio, right?
Right.
And notice how like if you buy a Blizzard game or if you recommend Blizzard as a studio, it's perfectly fine.
There's no such thing as ethical consumption under capitalism because somewhere down the line they are absolutely cutting costs. Which means, effectively, slavery type of deal.
But for some
so in other words, just stop bitching. Enjoy what you like.
Why is that?
These people make up rules like this. The reason why people get tired of this shit is because there's these like obvious double standards that happen. And like every normal person can immediately see it. And so that's why people get pissed off about this shit. That's the reason. It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Is great.
And it's like, it's fine for somebody to live like that on their own, but whenever they start trying to put that on other people and tell other people, like, yeah, this is what you have to do, like, you need to act this way, that's whenever people get pissed.
Yep.
But
people gotta stop policing people or nothing. Like, I think that also, like, and this is another issue, is that a lot of these people don't understand, like, a very core, like, human behavior, is that people don't like being told what to do. Period. Like, that's it. That's
also true.
That's the end of the sentence. Like, nobody likes being told what to do. So, like, whenever
this is just like earlier when Sheen was like, oh, you shouldn't play Tree of Savior. It's bad now. And I'm just like, no, I kind of want to. right? It's exactly that same sort of mentality.
Some random person on Twitter trying to tell you what to do, you're gonna be like,
Nah, that's
who
effort.
the fuck are you?
I'm not gonna do it.
Like, what do you mean? Who are you to tell me what to do?
If I ever do play it again, I'm gonna wait until I have a new controller, because my controller that I've been using, my PS3 controller, it is not nearly as functional as it used to be. Let me put it that way.
How to act.
Happens overseas at a different studio. It's not okay. We should boycott.
Boycott these nuts.
So
Got him.
And this is why I always point the grift. Like, I want you guys to remember the video game Hogwarts Legacy. And during Hogwarts Legacy, the most unhinged members of our society decided to go and harass VTubers for playing that game.
Like Silvervale.
Why did they do it? Well, it's because J.K. Rowling gets royalties from that game, and J.K. Rowling didn't want to give her money to trans charities and shelters that do not allow trans people in it. Right. So because of that, they decided to harass VTubers for playing a game that wasn't even directly associated with J.K. Rowling. Like, she would just get royalties from it. And where did they organize that harassment campaign?
I don't think that's why. That's obviously why. Like, it's like, I mean, whether that's really basically they didn't like J.K. Rowling's opinions on trans people, so they harassed VTubers over it. Like, that's literally what happened. Like,
I mean, to be fair, with J.K. Rowling, she was constantly liking posts from TERFs, well-known TERFs that she was friends with. For those unaware, TERF, T-E-R-F, is trans eradicating radical feminists, or trans exclusionary radical feminists. Basically, they don't want trans people to be in any women's spaces at all. And a lot of them believe that trans people should just not exist in one way or another. That's basically what they believe. And by process of elimination, basically how J.K. Rowling was acting and how she was like liking posts from people that are against trans people and actively donating to a shelter that excludes trans people, well, it's pretty easy to come to the conclusion that she is a transphobe. Simple as that.
That happened, I was there. So yeah. Why else would they get harassed? Yeah, that's what happened. That's different than what he said there. It's different, but like really, it's not really that about the charities or something like that. It doesn't like it's such a like little nuance. It doesn't really matter.
Who owns Twitter? Elon Musk.
The reason why specifically VTubers, somebody asked that, is because VTubers are like a lot of VTubers kind of cater to the more like cozy, politically correct audience. Because of the type of people that watch VTubers are like, there's
generally,
a lot of overlap with that. So that's the reason why. They're an easy target, yeah.
Yeah, the people that got hit the worst during the harassment campaign were Silvervale and Pikami. Pikami eventually went on to graduate because of that shit. She just couldn't take it.
Elon Musk think about pronouns. So literally, like
no one likes to be bullied.
1 minute to work with, like, okay, we're going to work on this guy's platform because we like it, and harass people who play a video game that we don't care about.
Yeah.
For literally being associated with a person that has the same mentality as the guy that operates the platform we're using. And the reason for it is
He's exactly right.
That's true.
He's completely right. Like, Elon Musk has done and said way more anti-trans stuff and promoted way more anti-trans stuff than J.K. Rowling ever will. And the
absolutely
effect of it
true
is infinitely more than J.K. Rowling ever will.
And
but
Musk has a trans kid.
Twitter and on X, using his platform, making him money. Like, just by being a user on the social media platform, you increase his value and the value of his company. That's just the way it is. So how is it that you think that it's okay to harass somebody for doing something for their job, but you can't even you can't even hold yourself accountable to the exact same thing in terms of your own entertainment? Like, you want other people to sacrifice their job for what you believe in, but you won't even sacrifice your entertainment for what you believe in. That's why I think people get tired of this shit. That's a good point. Yeah, exactly. Like, how are you doing that?
I still use Twitter mostly because I can still find cute shit on there.
It's hilarious.
Cute art,
Yeah, it's crazy.
cute merch people are selling,
But it is a grift. Like, they are top grifters.
etc.
The Chinese media actually explains how they're grifting. So they're saying,
to be fair, it's just one guy, right? It's just one guy that said this. Like, it's not like this is like a, you know, Chinese CNN or something like that. It's just a guy. But yeah.
Using DeepL translation, they're saying the reason why the team behind Black Myth Wukong has been subjected to persistent sexist attack and slander since their promotional video is because they have consistently refused political correctness guidance and rejected the extortionate guidance fee of millions of dollars.
You should never try to get the type of, like, I don't think that you should ever try to get that type of support, like political correctness training or anything like that. Because the people that are into that kind of stuff are just like weird freaks that get mad about things that don't matter.
It's true.
So, like, why would you hire a crazy person to fix problems that don't exist? It's like, you think about it, right? Like, whenever...
The problem with political correctness is that it's not really realistic. It's just not realistic. Like, take Black Myth Wukong, for example. It wouldn't make any sense for them to go out of their way to put in, like, a black character or something like that. Put in, like, female characters. And, like, it just makes no sense. It has nothing to do with the Journey to the West, what it's based off of. Like, if you're going to put these themes in a game, it has to make sense. If you just shove it in there for the sake of it being in there, just to tick a box, people notice. People can see that you're being disingenuous, that you're pandering, that you're trying to be, quote unquote, politically correct. And that just makes a worse product overall.
Whenever you buy a new house, do you hire a psychic to come into your house and, you know, put up dream catchers to get rid of the evil spirits? Well, of course fucking not, right? No, you don't. Well, I know it's funny to say yes, but you don't do that. Why is it? Because they're not real. So just because somebody thinks something is real doesn't make it real. It doesn't make it a real problem. So, like, they create a problem and then they sell the solution to the problem. But if they weren't there in the first place, everything would exist normally. Like, they've invented this whole issue.
Demanded by these political correctness teams. They go on in detail and they say that such teams are quite common in Europe and America. They interfere with works like Assassin's Creed, Dying Light 2 Stay Human, and God of War by pushing politically correct female protagonists.
And I think also another big issue is that it's the dishonesty that comes with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because, like, for example, like the Stellar Blade thing, remember whenever they had the hard R thing? And then people were thinking that it was, like, racist, where it was just, like, weird placement.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the level of intellectual dishonesty that you have to go through, the amount of hoops that you have to jump through to assume that this Korean studio is actually trying to make a commentary on American social racial politics by, like, you know, inadvertently adding in the N-word to the wall on,
people
like,
are
a
so
random
fucking
area
stupid.
in the city. Like, you really think this is on purpose? What? You really think this happened? Like, it's like, do you think this is on purpose? And so if you think that it's not on purpose, then why are you mad? You see what I'm saying? Why get mad about something that you know isn't legitimate?
These changes are the direct result of the interference of guidance of
Everything's
such
a dog whistle to them? Yeah, because they're dogs. That's why. If you're a dog, everything's going to be a dog whistle to you. If you're a hammer, everything's going to be a nail. That's the way they think about everything. They run everything through that lens. So of course you're going to see. This.
Game science teams refuse to communicate with these groups and reject their interference. Most importantly, and this is what really shocked me is that you need to pay $7 million in guidance fees.
Total fucking made up number. Like, nobody has any citation for this number at all. Completely imaginary.
Remember what I said? Remember what I said when it's like, why are games so expensive to make nowadays? Why they...
Is this
like,
verified?
First of all, you have these guidance teams
It's just not
that are going to make all of your female characters look
confirmed.
like body type B with pronouns attached, so you can't sell any merchandise.
By the way, Twitch, you're about to be hit by an
This
ad.
is the way that they think, right? They
No
wanna
ads on
change male and
YouTube, just a
female to
reminder.
Body type A and B and body type 1 and 2. Well, like, if there's not a gender, if there's not a gender binary, why is there never a body type C? This is what I'm saying. These people create problems and then create solutions to these problems.
Yeah, because they're
Like,
disingenuous
it's not
fucks.
even logically consistent.
There should be at least 3 body types. There's the obvious feminine, obvious masculine, and then the androgynous body type, right? The fact that they don't make an androgynous body type means that they're just being disingenuous. If you're going to have type A and type B, make a type C.
Doesn't even make sense. There's in some games, I've like none of the really popular games have that really, and yeah. Also, body type 2 cannot show boobs. Yeah, it's like so why can you show breasts on body type 2 but not body type 1? It's just that this is the kind of like intellectually dishonest like rot that this creates. And everybody knows why. Like that's what's so annoying about it to so many people is that everybody knows why.
Oh my god.
But the problem is that these companies are still paying lip service to this obvious bullshit. That's the thing. It's not even logically consistent. That's right. And like, I don't have a problem. Like if somebody wants to live their life in a logically inconsistent way, that's up to them. They do what they want to do. But the problem is that these people think that they have the authority to dictate to other people what they need to do. That's the problem. So like if you were just doing your game and you were doing your thing, but the problem is you want to infect everything else with this. Don't enforce it on other people. Yeah, do what you want to do and stay in your lane.
Any toys, you can't sell any t-shirts. Like no one wants to associate with the character. Like women find it disgusting as well. So you can't make money off of that. The game costs more because you need to pay an exorbitant amount just for the counseling.
Yeah.
And that's why so many companies go like for DLC, all of these bad business transactions, why games cost $130, despite the fact that they look uglier than the games we had in the past.
I think that like DEI consultancy is probably less than 5% of the reason of the increased cost of games. I think it's less than 5%. I mean, it could like lead to something that's larger because of the way that the game's marketed, and it's marketed in a way that's not.
I'd say about
to, like,
80% of the reason
but like as a direct
is corporate
correlation,
greed.
no.
Like the games we had in the past,
Corporations don't just want some of the money; they want all the money.
Limitations and whatnot.
Yeah.
But even then, like, you get to see that they put a lot more effort in physics. They put a lot more effort into water reflections and everything that they could in order to make the game look better.
The only the things that don't matter.
While paying less money to create the game, and the games are even more fun. And when you have like video games like Wukong that doesn't interact with these guidance people, the game looks amazing. Gamers like it.
Well, I think the problem is that what happens is that these consultancy groups and the gaming journalism people and like kind of like the mainstream perspective is universally aligned 1-to-1. So the problem is that if a person refuses this type of insight or this type of mindset, they have like kind of there's like a punishment, like I don't know like really what the word is for it. Like there's a punishment mechanism that happens. So like whenever they say this, it's Mafia. Yeah, they'll shit talk you. They'll make your game look bad. They'll do all these things. And like, so they create an ecosystem in which you have to exist at their mercy. And like whenever you're writing articles, by the way, about a game that paints the game in a bad light, that's inaccurate, you're fucking them over, right? They're creating echo chambers. Well, it's that basically every single gaming website has the exact same point of view about everything. That's the reason. Any of these social issues or social perspectives, there is only one perspective to have, and anybody who has that other perspective gets in trouble. So that's what happens.
Probably willing to buy merchandise and t-shirts with that game, so they don't really have to sell as much DLC and you know, all these bad business practices that most of these game companies are doing nowadays. So they're saying that this is the direct reason why there are being attacked.
Somebody says in chat that it's gatekeeping. It is fundamentally gatekeeping, and they are acting as gatekeepers to like traditional media, and also to the traditional media advertisement and access. It's fundamentally gatekeeping. And I think that it's gotten so bad, that's why you see a lot of these websites actually dying, because they're so extreme in their gatekeeping.
Slander. Some justification are based on the team's lack of diversity or representation, which doesn't align with the political correctness standards. And we actually saw this. We saw this with Blizzard developers. They're now making a new company and they're releasing a new game.
Yeah.
And immediately the media is like, oh my god, it's only white men. Oh, it's only white men that are doing it. It's like, okay, and are you going to say that?
Yeah, these people create problems that don't exist and then act like they're the solution to them. But it's like a lot of things that whenever you start realizing that it's not real, then it ceases to be real. Like it was never real in the first place, but just because a lot of people talking about it, acting like it's a big deal, that doesn't make it real. That doesn't like make it any more authentic or anything like that. They're using a controversial topic knowing most people won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Well, it's about, so, and this goes back to like what I was saying before about how the optics of an argument matter to these people more than the actual argument or any sort of consistency or standard. And what I mean by that is that for these people, they don't want people to go against them, so they create a optics situation where now if you're going against them, you're a racist, or like you hate minorities, or like you don't like gay people or something like that. So they create the optics of the argument, whether it's like either you're a good person or a bad person. Like there's never a conversation that takes place without a massive emotional blackmail attached to it.
This company is filled with Chinese people that are doing it, or are you going to go to Japan and see like, what is it? Like, you know, it's only white men, and like why is no one looking at them and going like, and a typical example is
no one wants to go against them because the cost far outweighs the type of win. I think that's changing, and I think that it's becoming obvious that it is changing because these people have kind of overplayed their hand, I think, and they've become so extreme that even the people that kind of agreed with them are at least demoralized or alienated from them. So now they're not getting the same type of support.
An article by major IGN writer says the Chinese media, Hogwarts Legacy refuses to evaluate or promote it due to the alleged lack of political correctness. And as you can see, Sweet Baby is dropped here. Yeah, like, I actually seen this happen with independent game developers. Like, there was this game which took place in the New World, and I think it was called Our Land or something like that. And you got to play as Native Americans trying to fight off the conquistadors. And
I remember this.
immediately,
Yeah.
you had like these people accusing, oh, this is cultural appropriation. No, our culture, you're appropriating it. Do you not know that our culture has intellectual property on our culture? And the developers, you know, initially they freaked out because like all of a sudden you have the entire forums inundated with these people.
You don't need to listen to these people at all, and they never create any value or
No, you know what, KG?
anything.
Chicken.
There's never a point where if you listen to them, they'll be happy. And this is also a really important component that a lot of people don't understand, is that these people wield power through grievance. So they will never become happy because in becoming happy, they will then lose their power. So whenever you do one thing that they want, they'll find you something else to do. It will keep happening because nobody gives away their power willingly. People do that unless the people have to have it taken away. So that's why these people will never be happy. Also, the majority of people who complain about this kind of stuff they're not even the audience for the game in the first place. So like if you're making a game and it's about like hairy men in Eastern Europe shooting each other with a radiation subplot, your audience is not 20-year-old girls from the United States. That's just not the kind of people that play those games.
True.
It's going to be guys, like 30-year-old men. That's it. And so the people that go and they complain about this shit, they're not even the ones that are playing the games. So then the game ends up being changed in order to appeal to an audience that never wanted it in the first place. I think that's what happened with WoW.
And it just so happens that
Absolutely.
one of these people comes out and is like, hey, hire me as a consultant. I'll fix your game. And all of this criticism goes away.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a fucking extortion racket. It's like if you care so much.
It is. It's blatant extortion. It is. I really can't see how it's not. I don't even think that I don't think it is overt extortion. Like they've got a Discord channel where they all talk about planning this out. I just think that it happens naturally through the ecosystem that they've created.
About your culture being appropriate. Why don't you do it for free then? Why don't you give the advice for
I bet
free?
some do. Yeah, but like.
And of course, it's very expensive.
Probably not really.
And it turns out that the same person that was advocating for this also ran a Discord where a lot of these comments were coming from. Anita Sarkeesian did the same. Like, she had a partner, Mr. McIntosh. And they attack CD Projekt Red, which at the time wasn't woke. They were just making The Witcher. And McIntosh is like, oh my god, they have like these cards with sexy women. Oh, misogyny, sexism, oh, America. The patriarchy exists because of Witcher.
Yeah, you can never listen to people like that. You just never want to listen. Like anybody who's complaining about your product and like they want your product to reflect their like real world views. It doesn't really matter whether it does or not. Like the thing is that like I think that you can look at this with like I think I'm kind of a pretty good example of this, is that a lot of people on Twitter think that I'm like the worst person ever, right? But my channel, my YouTube channel, my Twitch channel is doing extremely well. Like I've been massively popular for years now and I'm doing great. And if anything, things are getting better. So I'm doing even better all the time and I'm happy. Like things are good. So like there's a huge audience of people that like my content, that like what I'm doing. So why would I change my content to appeal to people who hate me?
True.
Why would I stop talking about certain issues in order to make people that are calling me ugly happy? You think they're going to suddenly somehow start watching me after that? No. Why would they do that? So you don't need to make people happy. You don't need to make everybody happy. And even if you make some people mad, it doesn't matter. Who cares?
They created this whole shit in the media and gamers didn't care, right? Like
no.
In fact, gamers actually liked the collectible card game. But 2 years later, you have Anita Sarkeesian saying, oh, wow, you guys are so mired into scandals of sexism. Why don't you hire me as a consultant so I can help you out? It's a fucking grift.
It is, yeah. It's like basically we're going to create a problem that you have to pay us to solve. Exactly. Why do companies do that, though? The reason why companies do that is that... So, I think that there's a lot of reasons. I think the reason why the people at the top do it, like the decision makers do it, is probably because it's just like they don't want to have to deal with the problems, and a lot of their viewpoints on media and journalism are like really antiquated. So like they're looking at things based off of like what worked in 2005. So like they're basically operating like 20 years in the past. So that's one really big problem. Then you have another problem is that a lot of the people that work on these games are like nerds and they don't really have I don't think they have a lot of social skills. So the way that a lot of nerds and like geeky people do, like the way that a lot of these guys, their strategy for being able to attract female attention is by being subservient. Like, that's what they do. Like, so, like, that's how they, like, how can you please women? Well, you can please women by doing what they tell you. So, and these are people probably that, like, didn't have a lot of, like, you know, girlfriends in high school. They probably have, like, low sense of self-esteem. So, like, whenever they have, like, all these girls that are saying, like, oh, you're, like, sexist or racist or something like that, I think a lot of times it's these guys see this and they don't want to be painted that way because it makes them feel insecure. And they don't have any sort of, like, real strong, like, conviction to this either. So, like, it's easy to take advantage of them and emotionally manipulate them. And I think that's another reason why it happens. You see what I'm saying? It's emotional blackmail. Yes, it is. And they're pushovers. They are. And they're very easy to take advantage of because these are, like, people that were, like, nerds in high school. And they don't have, like, the same sense of, like, self-worth. And so what they do is they see this happen, and their idea of making these people happy is to be compliant and subservient and obedient. That's the way that they appeal to people. Like the bitch situation.
Yoko, thank you for the head pat.
Exactly.
How you doing?
There it is. It's because devs are not players anymore? Well, there's a lot of things, right? Like this is like numbers 1 and 2 out of like 50. Like that's like, there's like a bunch of reasons, but I think that's another reason too, is that like if you look at a lot of these game devs, and like I'm not saying this is like a general thing, but there's a lot of them that are obviously like really nerdy, and like let's be honest, like these people probably did not have a lot of girlfriends growing up, and I've known guys like this. I've seen it happen myself, where it's like they'll act a certain way because that's the way that they make people like them. Like, have you guys, like, am I crazy? Like, have you guys had the same experience too? They're pander. Yeah, they pander. They pander because also, you know, a lot of them have, like, again, I think that it's just people that are emotionally and mentally weak. It's easy to take advantage of them. It's just that simple.
The fucking grift. Like they're the ones creating the scandals that no one cares about. They got enough clout on Twitter in order to make it look like it's coming from the gaming community. And by the way, there may be actually some unhinged people that genuinely believe the bullshit that they're peddling.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So here's the deal. I have an event in my Discord coming up here shortly. And normally I would finish this video first, but there is something that I need to take care of before I get to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this a little bit short, and after the event should be around like 7:15, 7:30, which is in around 2.5, 3 hours from now, I will be streaming again, right? And I will start with this. I will start where we left off. So I'll go back like that much. And yeah, that'll be it for now. Sorry for cutting it short. I know that many of you were probably invested in the video. Well, just come back later and you'll get to watch the rest of it. Anyways, sorry again, and I will see you in part 2. Bye!